In the tapestry of time, every family has a story to tell, but memories captured in old photos can fade away, lost to the ravages of time. Don't let your cherished memories slip away. Digitizing your family photos is the first step to preserving your legacy. At Legacy Planning and Preservation, we specialize in preserving your family's history. Secure your memories for generations to come. Preserve the past, protect the future. Visit our website now and take the first step to preserving your family's legacy. Don't wait. The moments captured in those photos won't last forever.
One of the greatest empires in world history was the Mali Empire. The Mali Empire was one of the most prosperous and powerful empires in the antiquity of Africa. Its growth and expansion from the 13th century onwards was legendary and pivotal in the history and culture of Western Africa. The Mali Empire Volume 1 from author J.P. Martin, available on Amazon, is a book which provides the full historical record of the Mali Empire. From their control over the trans-Saharan trade routes and development of great cities such as Timbuktu, to their influential royal class who produced notable African kings such as Mansa Musa, Sundiata Keita, and Mansa Abubakar Keita II, the Mali Empire made a significant impression. This book is perfect for anyone interested in learning more about the history of Western Africa. Order your copy right now on Amazon. The Mali Empire, Volume 1, from author J.P. Martin. Go to Amazon.com and get your copy today.
Peace, family. I hope all is well. I hope your Wednesday, your hump day is going well. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Again, please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. I just want to thank all of you. I want to thank all of you for the support over the years. It really means a lot. If you've been on a tour, if you bought a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, if you've bought the documentary, which everybody who's watching this, you need to go to searchforwho.com and buy the documentary, watch the documentary, sit down with your family and enjoy the documentary. I greatly appreciate it. I love you guys. Got a couple of announcements before we get started. Announcement number one, if you have not bought the documentary, please visit searchforwho.com. Again, please visit searchforwho.com and buy the documentary. I will greatly appreciate it. When you go to searchforwho.com, click, let me get the banner going. I'm sorry. Let me get the banner going. Here we go. When you go to searchforwho.com, links at the bottom of the screen, click on the link that says documentary, and it will forward you to this page right here. Well, this site right here that's in front of you. You can purchase the documentary and watch it. I will greatly appreciate it. It really means a lot. You know, I'm independent, y'all. I am independent and I'm trying to stay that way. I don't know if you heard Issa Rae. You know, she was upset that, you know, Hollywood, the entertainment industry isn't producing, isn't focusing on Black films. And I told you that was going to happen. And so if they're not going to focus on Black entertainment, you gotta build your own lane. Again, you got to create your own lane. And this is what I'm doing, and this is part of a bigger play. So please go and buy the documentary in search of Uhuru. Go to searchforUhuru.com. Links on the bottom of the screen. Follow the prompts. It's streamed. It's live streamed. Shout out to Ivy Dreams, my AKA sister. And I'm going to get into that, Ivy Dreams. You said, well, that shows that the slave dungeon holds no reverence to the Ghanaian people. Yes and no. All right. Yes and no. We'll get into that. I mean, it's a half truth. Whoa, don't call me. Don't call me. Don't call me. What happened? Sorry about that, you guys. I apologize about that. It's a half truth. To some, it does. To some, it doesn't. Because just like Black Americans here, in America, for a lot of us, slavery has no reference to us. We have moved on. The majority of us have moved on. Hell, there are some Black Americans that would tell you that slavery was the greatest thing that happened to Black people because we're now here in America. And we have 3 hots in a cot, infrastructure, running water, electricity. I mean, that's the mindset of a number of Black Americans. They are thankful. If you listen to them, if you hear them talk when it comes to their opinion on slavery or their thoughts on slavery, they will make it seem as if white people, Africans, Europeans did them a favor by selling them and bringing them here to America. Right. It does matter of some, not everybody. That's the point I'm making. To a lot of people, to some, they find reverence in it. To some, they don't. And it's on both sides. So it's not just an African thing. It's an African-American thing as well. If you only knew some of the conversations I have on this phone right here with members of the diaspora when it comes to their attitude or their thoughts on Africa, you'll be amazed. Yeah, there is a famous Black American journalist who also wrote how lucky they were to be enslaved after visiting Africa. Yeah, they think that a favor was done. So it goes both ways. But anyways, guys, go to searchforwho.com. Please buy the documentary. Also, we are rolling to Senegal in May for the Jazz Festival. And also, not only are we going for the Jazz Festival, one of the largest contemporary art festivals is taking place in Dakar as well. Again, one of the largest contemporary art festivals is taking place in Dakar. So since it happens every 2 years, again, it happens every 2 years. So hell, since we're going to be there, we're going to enjoy that as well. Since we're going to be there, might as well participate in that as well. So we're going to participate in the art festival, and then we're going to go to St. Louis for the Jazz Festival. So if you're interested in joining us, please go to danfo.africa. That's DANFO.Africa, DANFO.Africa. I prefer hot over cold. When I got back from, when I returned from Nigeria, I was in Benin Republic. I was in Nigeria about 3 weeks ago, a couple weeks ago. When I left Nigeria, it was high 80s, low 90s. I arrived in Atlanta, I want to say the following day, that morning, it was I think like 25 degrees. I'm not a season guy. I don't need the 4 seasons. I don't need fall, winter, spring, and summer. I could do with just spring and summer. I don't need snow. I'm not talking about the climate. Oh, I know you're talking about it. I see it too. It'll be fine. It'll pass over. I think Macky Sall is going to come to the census. It'll be fine. Yeah, Macky Sall, I've been keeping up with what's going on. Macky Sall is going to come to a census. He will. So yeah, so Senegal in May, the best food in Africa, the best art in Africa that I've experienced so far. I love Senegal. So come and join us in May. All right, with that being said, let's jump into today's topic. Yes, a European man has opened up a restaurant at the slave dungeons. But should we be upset? Is it just business? I've said this before. I've said this before. The slave dungeons. All right, what's the purpose of the slave dungeons? All right, it's two, right? It's to preserve history and to bring in revenue. A lot of it, I think, the primary reason, the main reason why the slave dungeons are there and are accessible to the public is to bring in revenue. It's a tourist destination. Oh, they have restaurants at the Holocaust Museum. I think they have restaurants there. Oh, what do you mean? As far as non-Jews opening up restaurants at the Holocaust? Let's pull this up real quick. I've never been, but I'm certain they have Holocaust Museum. I think they have one in LA. Yeah, here we go. Holocaust Museum, LA. Admission and tickets. Let's see here. United States. Teach. You know what? I just might call the Holocaust Museum and just ask questions. In fact, let's do that. Hold on. Guys, we're gonna call the Holocaust Museum. And I got a couple questions. Let's call the Holocaust Museum. Let's see here. They're not answering. Got a couple questions. Holocaust Museum. Let's call the one in Los Angeles. I know there's one in Los Angeles. They got a phone number. But that's right. I think the one in Los Angeles, get museum tickets, hours, exhibits, upcoming programs. Hold on. Yeah, okay, we'll call the one in LA. Another one in LA is pretty big. I remember it when I used to live in LA. I just gotta find the phone number. Here we go. It's the number right here.
Thank you for calling Holocaust Museum LA. For the most up-to-date information and to schedule your visit, please go to holocaustmuseumla.org. Advanced entry tickets are required. For location, hours, and parking information.
I hit the wrong button. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. Sorry about that. Let me call back.
Thank you for calling Holocaust Museum LA. For the most up-to-date information and to schedule your visit, please go to Holocaust Museum. Holocaust Museum LA.
Hey, I have a question. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. Do you guys have restaurants on site at the actual museum?
So we don't have a restaurant on site, but we are very, very close to the Grove and Farmers Market.
Okay.
It's about like a 5-minute walk
from
our museum.
Now, do you guys allow vendors at the museum or no?
No. What No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, no, we do not.
Okay. All right. So just strictly
Okay.
museum. That's it. Okay. Got you. All right. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, have a great one today.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. do not have any non-Jewish restaurants next to the museum. And okay, well. So the restaurant's open. European opened it. It's to bring more revenue to the actual slave dungeon. And well, listen, have you been to Cape Coast before? I've been to Elmina Castle. They're more focused on making a living, and they got to feed their families. But the question becomes, okay, I'm gonna pull up the restaurant here in a second. In fact, let's pull it up right now. This is the restaurant, Lemon Freedom. Feel free to come. Okay, about Freedom, our story. Refreshment is provided in Elmina Castle since 1998. We have renovated the place in 2023 with the highest respect to the history of the castle. Feel free to refresh yourself in our restaurant with the terrace view on the fish market. All right, this is the employees. They don't show the pictures of the chefs. Let's see here. Our core values, our workers are always our priority. We believe in the fact that once our workers are happy and well motivated, you receive the best in class customer service. And this is our ultimate objective. All our workers have premium health insurance. They misspelled that. Have 4 weeks of paid holidays a year, special care, and we pay all taxes on behalf of them. We hope you will feel it from their way of taking care of you. Our food policy, always fresh, always local. We use the benefit of being so close to the nearby fish and fruit and vegetables markets. Please excuse us in advance if some fish or vegetable is not available because of the season. We would do for you everything, but we can't change the rhythm of the nature. Okay, Lemon Freedom, a sister company to Lemon Beach Resort. Okay, let's go to Lemon Beach Resort real quick. So this is the resort. About us. All right. Now let's go back. Lemon Beach Resort. Okay. Okay, here we go. David, let's see. The whole story started in 2012 when two men and two families from two continents were connected by chance. Proof friendship led to the moment when we bought the land and decided to build something special on it, something that would create unforgettable memories to our guests. All right, so I guess David Duran and Kofi Amisa, who this is a Ghanaian name. Let's see who David Duran is. Let's go over here real quick. David Duran. David Duran, Ghana. Yep, here he goes right here. Hold on, here we go. Yep, here it is. Here's the owner. David Duran, or part owner. Here he is right here. But he is partnered with an African. He is partnered with a local. He is partnered with a local. So should we be upset? If he's partnered with a local, if he's creating opportunity, guys, this is the reality. All right, this is the reality. I've somewhat changed my position on this. I remember and let's go back to the Lemon Freedom or the Freedom Bar. The main page. Here we go. So look at these. We already know the employment rate in just Africa in general is high. Again, we already know that the unemployment rate in Africa is very high. All right. So look at these beautiful black faces. All right. Who are now employed and are now in position to take care of their families. Look at these are the employees. They have jobs. They have health insurance. And they are now in position to feed their families. No, Ghana, I believe, has the same policy like Nigeria and like a number of African countries where you have to partner with a local, like Sierra Leone, where you have to partner with a local in order to do business in the country. Yes. So should we be upset? Keisha says, that's a sacred site and no business should be brought into that area. In my honest opinion, open up somewhere nearby, but not at that site. All right, listen. So once again, the objective, the priority, if you ask me, the main purpose of the Elmina Castle is to bring in revenue. Yes, the historic preservation part is important, but also they want to make money. Nigeria's up 2-0 against South Africa. Here we go. Yeah, they're up 2-0, semifinal. Hold on, let me send out a text real quick, a Facebook post. Dear South Africans, when Nigeria whoops that tail in the hold on, let me go back. Guys, give me a second. I gotta when Nigeria whoops that tail in the Africa Cup of Nations, please no xenophobic attacks. All right, there we go. So South Africa, when you guys get your ass whooping, right, in the Africa Cup of Nations, no xenophobic attacks against Nigerians in South Africa. All right. They're South Africans. When Nigeria whoops that tail in the Africa Cup of Nations, please no xenophobic attacks against Nigerians in South Africa. All right, there. Post that. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. This is not a place to make money. It's a business. These dungeons are a business. They're an enterprise. You have to pay to get in. You have to pay to get in. And not only do you have to pay to get in, if you don't have an ECOWAS passport or if you're not a local, you got to pay the same price as everybody else. If you are Black American, and if your ancestors were shipped from Elmina Castle, you got to pay the same price as everybody else to get in. Again, it's a business. They employ people. This is where we're at, guys. This is where we're at when it comes. Okay, you said it's a sacred place. If it's sacred, what the diaspora needs to do, all right, if it's sacred, it's sacred. But if it's really, really sacred, what the diaspora needs to do, the diaspora needs to approach the Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry of Historic Preservation, whatever it is, and say, hey, listen, us at the diaspora, we are going to maintain the slave dungeons. We're going to pay for the upkeep. We're going to pay for the employees. We are taking over. That needs to be the conversation if you're concerned about being a sacred site. Again, if you are concerned about the slave dungeons in Ghana being a sacred site, the diaspora needs to approach the Ghanaian government and say, listen, you guys aren't running it right. We need to take over. Let us take over. Here's our plan. Here's our business plan. This is what we're going to do. We're going to maintain it. We're going to pay the employees. We're going to incorporate it. We're going to take it over. In fact, just buy it. I guarantee you, if the diaspora came to Ghana with the right number, I don't know if it's $10 million. I don't know if it's $20 million. They'll sell it. Let us take it over. Or bring in a management company. A lot of these museums here in America, they hire a third party to come in and manage it. So you have companies like Airmark. What's another company? There are several companies that will come in and actually manage the upkeep of facilities. You have it at the zoo, you have it at zoos, you have it at hotels. Like a lot of times, the housekeeping departments, hotels hire a third party to take care of their properties. One of them being Airmark. So again, if the Ghanaian government ain't doing it right, the diaspora needs to step up and say, hey, we taking over. Hey, we taking over. Because what I see people that look like me and you. Jonas the Raider, Richmond Freedom Manager, Felix Waiter, Christabel Waitress, Joel Waiter. I see people with jobs and are now in a position to feed their families. I'm sorry. That's how I look at it. That's what I see. I see people that have the opportunity to go to work every day and feed their families. That's what I see. That's how I look at it. No, that's not weak. That needs to be the conversation. Go take it over. Go maintain it. Go run it. That's just the reality. Hold on. Okay. I don't know why this is. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Go take it over. Who's we sell out? Yeah, there's a whole African American association in Ghana. One of the largest African American associations in Africa. Go take it over. It needs to be a win-win. And I've said this before, I said this in the past. Pan-Africanism. What's this? Man, I don't know what happened. Oh, that was from a video I did the other day. Pan-Africanism without a checkbook is Pan-Africanism in vain. It needs to be 85% win-win, 15% the emotionalism of slavery. I'm sorry. That's just where we're at in 2024. I realized that back in 2018, 2019. How is this going to be a win-win? All right, leading with we were slaves is just not the way to go moving forward. I'm sorry. You need to lead with how is this a win-win? Restaurant owner started a business. He's employing Ghanaians. I'm sorry. That's a win-win. Circling back saying, well, this is a sacred site. Our ancestors were taken from here. Okay, true. But how is that going to employ Joel, Cristobal, Felix, Richmond, Jonas, Marion, Paul, and George? How is this is a sacred site going to put food in these people's mouth? I'm sorry. That's just the reality of it. I mean, you could disagree with me, but that's where we're at in 2024. How is the argument that this is a sacred site gonna feed Jonas, Marion, Paul, George, Felix, Richmond, Joel, and Cristobal? Tiarca, see this Tiarca. This is the okay. Hear me out, Tiarca. Hear me out. Hear me out. When I went to Elmina Castle back in, I think that was 2017, in my tour group, all right, because they bring you in by groups. There was maybe 15 of us. It was out of 15 of us, me, my homeboy Nana, and I think maybe one or two other black people. So out of like the 15, there was only 4 black people there. Everybody else was white and European. Everybody else was European. More white people visit these dungeons than black people. Again, more white people visit these dungeons than black people. That's just the reality of it. More white people bring in tourism dollars to Africa than black people. Black people are running to Mexico, France, Bali, Thailand, where else? Portugal. That's where they're going. More white people are coming here. Guys, I'm gonna put the link in the chat room. If you disagree with me, call in, but I'm just giving you the reality of it. Colombia, that's where we run into. Now, we will visit the hell out of some slave dungeons during Dirty December. But for the most part, the majority of patrons that visit these slave dungeons are white. Facts. Go ahead, Ola.
Thank you, Dan. The truth of the matter is, you see, yeah, you hear me? You hear me?
Yeah, my bad, Ola. Go ahead. I hear you.
Okay. The truth of the matter is know your emotions. You see, Black Americans might have emotions towards what happened in that place, in that dungeons. The Ghanaians does not have such emotions following such what happened in that place way back. So putting that into perspective, so it's a part of business. It's a part of business, and that business is they don't have like Black America in mind because it's a tourist zone. They're making like a tourist point of point whereby you can see this. It's part of the tourism, But it happened to be that during the year of return, part of that arena was part of the whole selling point to Black Americans emotionally. You understand? So getting you to come to that place for visiting or come to that place to see what happened, they have to go towards your emotions. And when they get to your emotions, they get to your heart. You understand? So putting restaurants there for them is nothing important. It's just part of the business. And that's going to be part of the business.
Yeah.
No matter how we say it, it's also going to be part of the business. It's a business point of view.
Right. Go ahead, Chrissy.
Yeah. Dinus, are you going to come with me to the Auschwitz restaurant? The restaurant at Auschwitz? You want to go build a restaurant at Auschwitz?
I have listen, my focus is on Africa. I have no plans of going to Auschwitz.
Okay. There's no restaurant at Auschwitz. That's my point. Because it is preserved by Germany as a historical heritage site, and the level of respect that is given to Jewish people, they would never, there are poor people in Germany who need a job. They would never open a restaurant at Auschwitz. And that's the difference. Our people think by being progressive is continuously making concessions that cheapen our history, that cheapen our experience as people. Normally, I'm not triggered. For me, this is triggering because this is just like so disrespectful. And then you got a white guy who it's so disrespectful. That white man would never go to Germany and open up a restaurant in Auschwitz. But he knows that we are a people who have no self-respect. Our people will sell each other out for $1 quick, and make excuses for it. Or think that, I'm being progressive. And by cheapening, it's already been cheapened on the world stage. Most people don't even care about what our people have gone through already. So by us adding to the pile, it just makes it worse. It's extremely disrespectful. F money. You can make money anywhere else. Would these same Ghanaians, and this is the kind of thing that does create diaspora wars, because you will have FBA who will look at this and say, look how disrespectful these people are. They would never be a part of the neo-colonial human zoo restaurant in Ghana, something that would be triggering to their experience based on colonialism. But because they don't feel any sense of connection to Black people outside of Africa, and they don't really give a SHIT, it's no big deal. There's no thought to it. It's like, whatever. It's like, it's cool. It's so disrespectful. That's all I have to say.
So there's a pizza restaurant across the street from the entrance to Auschwitz. Is that the same?
No, it's not the same as being on the property. If you're on the property, this is not a hangout spot. This is not a place where you go to entertain. This is a place where people were traumatized, died, lost their lives, lost their families. This was a concentration camp. Before the term concentration camp, slave dungeons were concentration camps. A pit stop on their way across the Atlantic to a bigger concentration camp. It's just like, how much disrespect will we stomach and make excuses for money? Money was the reason why we got in this position in the first place. When do we stand on principle? When is anything sacred? Nothing is sacred for us. Our values are so low. We're like a, you ever shave something down to a stubble? That's what our value system is right now as a people. It's disgusting.
Go ahead, Delroy. I'm researching something about ostrich. Go ahead, Delroy.
Hey, Dinas, how everybody doing? Dinas, I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I agree with the sister 100% on this one. I just put in the comments that if we're gonna allow this and be okay with this, then we should allow twerking on top of it, and don't worry about anything. This is very disrespectful, and it should never have been allowed. As a matter of fact, if it was up to me, no white person would ever step foot in the slave dungeon, not castle, in the same dungeon. Okay, because it's disrespectful. Right? That's why if I go to Ghana, there is no way I'll visit that place, because if I do and I see any white person on there, I'd liable to throw them off the roof. And I'm dead serious. This was disrespectful, and the Ghanaian government should have never allowed this to happen. Enough with the slave mentality.
Let me interject real quick. So the Ostrich Museum, the majority of it is funded by revenue that's collected at the museum, but then a foundation that was set up by a former Auschwitz concentration camp prisoner, he funds like the second largest amount to the museum. So again, my question is, okay, the diaspora is upset. They're pissed off. Is there a diaspora foundation that is going to fund that is going to fund the upkeep of these slave dungeons?
Well, if there's none there, maybe we should start one.
We can use this platform right here and start one.
Okay,
I work in nonprofit.
I agree with you with that.
For a living.
And that's my point. Like, because when I go to these slave dungeons, it's more white people visiting than us.
Guilt
every time.
Guilt.
And so then the question becomes: we're upset at this white guy. We're upset. We're upset at this white guy for starting a restaurant there, right? Now, obviously, he went through the process, got his license, and he was allowed to do it. So where's the diaspora at?
I expect it from him, but maybe this is me thinking, that just there would be a bit more consideration from the government of Ghana. To my understanding, it was the government. At least I thought that the government just kept up because it's I believe it's I don't know if it's a World Heritage Site, but I know it's preserved by some sort of entity. So I thought that all things were in place.
It's UNESCO.
It's UNESCO. Okay. All right. So it's preserved by UNESCO. I never heard any appeal that if it was funding needed for anything. We cannot be on everything. We don't know who's funding this and who. Yeah, so that used to gaslight. Well, where were you? Well, dude, I didn't know. Most Black people didn't know. So now we know who. I will start the 501c3.
Chrissy, nobody cared. It's
not that nobody cared. Nobody knows. And this whole nobody cared, well, y'all didn't do anything. It's how we gaslight each other when we find things that are disrespectful to us as a people. Now we all know. Let me look in the chat. Everybody's caring in this chat group. So we got how much people in this chat?
It's lip service. I'm sorry. Black people, can I go, or y'all? I'm sorry, not to interrupt.
Well, brother, before you say anything that nobody care, let me say something first.
Here we go. See the emotionalism starting.
This is not emotion. It's
okay to be emotional. We're human.
But this is not emotion.
No, but we're trying to have a conversation and not act like children. Let's be honest.
We're not acting like children. We're having a conversation.
I'm not saying you. But he's already saying. Man. But hold on. No, but hold on. He's already saying, "Oh, whatever you're about to say, I don't care." You see how it's already starting? because he's upset about something.
No.
So it's a waste of time already.
Well, let me finish
That's
what
why
I'm
I
going to
was
say.
laughing. That's why I was laughing before
Don't laugh.
this, 'cause I already
Let me
knew.
finish what I'm going to say.
Go ahead, sir.
What I'm saying is, it's not about that nobody cares, but the average diasporan is just finding about the Africa and the history of Africa. Let's be clear. Not everybody studied Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben, and so forth and so on. The average diasporan is just finding about their true roots, their history.
This is
So
a
it's not
lie.
like it's not no
I know it is.
nobody cares.
This is a lie. Let me say this, Dynas, because I had to get up here. I wasn't gonna say nothing. I wasn't gonna get up here. All of a sudden, the Negro who won't even boycott H&M when they call him a monkey, won't even boycott Walmart, won't boycott nothing when white people disrespect us. We built this country. We was here first. We need to get them dingy, dusty Africans out of America. The Negro who not only goes to Ghana, tours the castle, sees business opportunities, but instead of doing business, wants to buy land from corrupt Ghanaian chiefs. The Negro who sits on YouTube making $150,000 a year, but never, ever, ever thinks to do any type of economic anything in Africa, all of a sudden is going after the white man because he is smart. He sees an opportunity for business and he opens up a business. They're going after the Africans who benefit from the entrepreneurial spirit of the white man. You guys are trying to criticize somebody while a bunch of your women and children live off of the welfare provided to them by the white man. A bunch of your men and women work for white-owned corporations. What's the difference?
You sound like a damn slave, bro. You sound like a slave. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You sound like a slave.
Okay.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Well, black people don't have is not entrepreneurs. There's no black entrepreneurs. Are you serious?
You done?
No, I'm not done, bro.
The thing between
who you talking to?
I'm talking to you.
You ain't talking to me, bro. I got my. I have my own business for the past 30 years. You're not talking to me.
The black entrepreneurs didn't want to open no restaurant in the slave dungeon.
Why should they? They shouldn't. Why should they?
Why? Because
that's a secret. That's a sacred place. Why should they?
It's the opportunity to do it. You can see that's the problem.
And this is
wait, FR, hold on. I don't give a damn about a slave dungeon. Why look? It's the same thing with Christianity, right? This to show you how stupid Negroes are. If I worship Jesus Christ in some Roman,
you're talking to the wrong person, bro.
Can you shut
I'm
up
an atheist. You're talking to the wrong person.
Hey, Brandon, let's not. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not talking to him specifically. I'm talking to everybody. Here's the thing. He could be an atheist or whatever. If you worship Jesus Christ, I was a kid. I was 5 years old when I thought this. If you worship Jesus Christ, why would you wear a cross with a depiction of Jesus getting crucified on your neck like it's some type of badge of honor? Why would you, if this is your God, why would you display an image on your body at him at his lowest point as some sign of reverence? That's the same thing like the slave dungeons. That's where you didn't build them. You didn't benefit from them at all. Well, actually you did. There was blacks and whites involved in the slave trade, putting slaves up in the slave dungeon, bringing slaves down to the coast. It's not a holy relic. If you're that smart, goofball, it's not a holy relic.
Brandon.
Yo, bro.
No, Brandon. No,
bro, you better sit your ass down. Who you calling goofball?
Listen. I'm saying in general, I'm not talking to him specifically, but I'm just saying how goofy it is. There were blacks and whites who participated in the slave trade, who dogged out black people. There are blacks who dogged out white people. You guys are looking at this as like this is some holy tabernacle. This was a place of business. So I believe it's in the spirit of that place to continue to do business there. And in my mind, if you really want to honor,
say that to the Jewish institution and see what happened to you.
Brother, hold on.
Say that to the Jewish institution and see what happened to you.
Brother, you have to decide. You have to decide. if
Hey,
you
my
be
African brother, hold on before you jump over
hold
me
on, man,
because
don't
I was
stop
gonna.
me.
No, don't hold
No,
on anything. You jump. Hold
you
on,
are
sir.
talking,
You jump. Hold on,
you have your
sir.
own
No,
steps.
hold
So keep
on,
going.
hold on. Let AFR go. Then I'll pass it to you, Ola. Go ahead, AFR.
Thank you, Kid Ola, or thank you, Dynus. See, this is the okay. Before I say what I'm gonna say, this is the problem we have. You don't have to like what we're saying or like what's going on, but this, I don't care what you're saying, and you can't say that, and all this emotional, female-driven kind of arguments you're doing here, sir. It don't do black men and black people no favors. So I just calm yourself down. And like, shout out to Chrissy. She is adamant about this, but you don't see her acting a fool right now. Only one person is acting a fool. So please, sir, try to control yourself just a little bit. Just a little bit. So let me finish what I'm gonna say, and then you
Go
can
ahead,
try
talk.
to interrupt and be upset. Okay. So here's the deal. All the governments run on tax revenue. They run on people paying them. That's why they are around. That's what their primary function is to fund themselves and their operations. Everything else, while you're on here raging about how what happened to my ancestors, and all this other stuff, that white man took opportunity, hired black people, and now he's benefiting, and black people are benefiting to a certain degree. We have all of these entrepreneurs that you say, all black entrepreneurs all around the world, diaspora, and actual Africans on the continent, and nobody found it, or a group of black people got together and did it. Okay, don't get mad because somebody else competed and you lost. Let me finish. Let me finish. Okay, so anyway, so we didn't compete when we had the ample opportunity and resources to do it, and now we're mad at the back end. And the last thing, in America, and I'm talking about Americans, I'm not talking about Africans on the continent. We can get young black people together on an app to go run up in the Nike store, to go get in cars and drive around in circles and smoke weed and do all this other stuff that no people is stopping them from getting together doing. Okay, they very easily get together and do foolishness all day with no reason people stopping them from getting together and funding something beautiful that helps benefit black people. So at the end of the day, we have to blame ourselves. We got to stop this. Oh my God, this sacred thing, the white man, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, we're not doing what's necessary, because guess what? The Ghanaian government looking at this knows you're a fool. Like they would not take you serious, sir, because they're about business, not about,
let me ask you a question.
Let me interject. What he said at the end, that's why about 5 years ago, I said Pan-Africanism without a checkbook is Pan-Africanism in vain. If you're not going to the Ghanaian government and saying, look, so this is the ostrich page in regards to how finances are raised. 53.4% the museum's revenue. The second line item, which is 16.5%, Ostrich Burkano, I can't pronounce it, Foundation. If there's not a diaspora foundation, when these people go and meet with the government saying, hey, look, we're going to put up this amount of money to maintain the place, they're going to listen. But the emotional, when it comes to these governments in Africa, and I learned this maybe 5 years ago, and I just it's what it is. They're very aware of the slave trade, but for the most part, the majority of them have moved on. These slave judges are to bring in revenue. It's not necessarily sacred to them. It's not. That's why I really don't. That's why I personally really don't. I really don't go to them anymore. But again, let me pass it to Ola.
Dynus, the Jewish institution are sacred to them.
Can I drop one fact?
They're sacred to them.
I understand, but if it's sacred to the diaspora, then we need to go in and say, listen, this is sacred to us. Here goes the check. How much is it going to cost to maintain it? And then there it goes.
Well, then that's what we should start doing then, Dynus.
There's a lie here. Dynus, there's a lie here. In the United States Holocaust Museum, there is a restaurant in there. there's a restaurant. I just looked it up because everybody keeps saying we love comparing ourselves to the Jews. The Jews know how to separate emotion from business. At the end of the day, if great evil occurred there, because I'm with the Africans, I got an African spirit on this one. If something was used to destroy and attack my people, it can never be as sacred to me. If evil occurred there, stay the hell away from it. Why do you care what happens to it? Why would you care if it was burned down? Because
You said museum.
If it was
You
made of
Yeah,
wood,
thank you, because I was
said
gonna
museum.
thank you for saying that.
Museum
Not
is
at not
different
at not
than
at
a
the
slave
concentration camp.
dungeon.
Thank
You
you.
said museum.
and
Thank
that's what
you.
the slave dungeons are now. They are museums.
The
They're
museum-
relics
It's
of the
not a
past.
museum.
It is not a museum.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It is not a museum.
Delroy,
They
I've
label
been-
it as a
Delroy,
museum,
museum.
but it's
Delroy,
not
It's
a
a
museum.
museum.
Delroy,
It's a
I've been-
museum.
A
Yes, it
museum
I
is.
is
know what you're saying,
separated from the
Diamonds.
actual
I'm saying
incident.
it
Listen.
should not be a museum.
Yeah,
It's
but
the
Delroy,
actual
Delroy,
place.
But
It's the
Delroy,
actual place.
I
They
hear
still
you.
have blood and feces
Delroy,
in there.
I hear you, Delroy. But for the most part, when it comes to how it's operated, it's a museum.
I understand that.
So,
And so
so
if that-
Delroy,
listen,
based on
understand.
what they're saying, let's
Chrissy.
go start a go-go club at
Chrissy, let me finish.
let me finish my point.
Yes.
Let's go
Yes.
because nothing matters, right? Because we as a
Nothing
people don't have
matters.
all the resources in the world
Correct.
to be at every corner keeping oversight of every little thing that has to do with our history, and we're going to get gaslight because we don't have the resources and we didn't come with the check to sign. There's no standards. Nothing
know
is
what we're
sacred.
saying.
There are no
You don't know what we're
principles,
saying.
and nothing matters.
Well,
So
you don't know what
everybody
we're-
just do anything.
Hold on.
Just twerk,
Hold up.
twerk on the
You don't know
castle,
what we're saying.
whatever.
You don't know what
Look.
we're saying, Chrissy, because what we're saying is this. If you cared about it that much, you would have never let the white man ever set foot back in there, period. If it was so sacred
I
to
agree with
why
you.
would you let him come? But
I agree with you.
what I'm saying is the same thing as my motherfucking brother AFR saying it's
brother,
too little too late.
brother,
It's too
brother.
little too
It's
late.
not about them
It's not
being
too late.
there because it's a place
never
of
too late.
history. It's about preserving the
Brother,
It's a
history,
museum.
right?
It's a
And
museum.
making sure that
Brother.
people know in the future, regardless of color, that people know in the future what took place at this place.
It's
So
a
to me,
museum.
there's nothing wrong with white people going there and learning the
But
history
homeboy
and
just-
fully
homeboy
getting a
just said
full
he was gonna throw
understanding
white
of what
people off
happened
the
during
roof.
slavery.
Okay,
He
It's
just said he
different
was gonna
to
throw
go
white
and
people
open
off
up
the roof.
a restaurant.
let me
Yeah.
pass. Let me pass it
But
over.
sister, he said he was gonna throw white people off the roof because he.
Well,
Yes,
I
I would.
don't
I
agree
would.
with that.
I personally would.
You
I
see, this is why
personally
we
would.
can't take some people serious.
Okay.
Like
I
Look.
personally would.
Look. The white man that went there for business that white man is wrong. The Africans.
I'm not saying he's right.
Hold
But
on, hold on.
Brandon, let me finish, Brandon.
The Africans that invited the Black Americans, which are the victims. I don't care if it's a white business or black business, whatever business it is. Will you invite people to come to such a place and you make it like a point of sorrow for what happened at that time? You have to respect that zone as a whole, as a very sacred place.
Yes.
The truth of the matter is,
Okay.
the white man was not saying nothing. It was not saying anything wrong there. What he was saying, it was the business part, the money part. The Africans that give the permit, they don't have emotions toward what happened. Apart, it was also a business part. So
Yeah.
the problem
Correct.
with Africans is what happened in the past, and that was we see and see going to happen now. Let me tell you the truth.
Ola, that
Yo,
makes
yo,
a
step
total
in
sense.
for
a minute?
Wait,
Hold on,
hold
hold
on.
on.
You just made a point.
No,
Let me
but
address
Brandon, let Brandon. Let me finish. I'm
Hold
trying to
on,
hear
hold
the guy.
on.
Let him
So
finish,
see,
Brandon.
brother, look, we have our graveyard. We have graveyard for our great grandfather. When you get over there, we respect it. We don't do nothing. We clean it. We do a lot of things there. This why I said it. The African Americans that are coming down there who live in Ghana also do a lot of things in Ghana. They must have to have influence to whatever happened in that zone as a whole. That influence have to come from directly to the government of Ghana and the Ghana, because you cannot just be coming there for party, coming there for Dirty December, then you don't do nothing about it. I want some Black Americans when they started twinkling. You understand? Started twinkling. See, when you don't do things for what concern you, like when you talk about if you go to Poland, that zone of what happened, that place is a construction camp. It's not a museum. It's a camp. It's a death camp. Death camp. You can die there. Anything can happen. You can vanish there. When I mean vanish, is like either they say to America or they just throw you. They just throw across the bottom of the sea there. So it's a death camp. It's not a museum. That place is a
Hola.
death camp. So
Hola.
that is-
Okay.
you have to
Can I
understand-
say something? I'm from Sierra Leone, and we have something similar.
Okay.
And in Sierra Leone, on that same island where they got the slave camp at, there are white restaurants far away from there, because it's not only the people that left off of there, the diasporans that left off of there were shipped out to South Carolina, wherever, the Caribbean and wherever. That's not the only thing. It's local people too are connected. You know, some people, you go down there, maybe the problem is you might not know the local language, but we don't know the local language can tell when people tell their own stories. You see what I'm trying to say? Like the returned slaves from the United States and the Caribbean that created the country, the city of Freetown. Politically, they don't mess with that place. You know, they fight for the Gullah Geechees. They fight for the diasporans. Constitutionally, in our constitution, they say you only got to be, the only people that could be Sierra Leoneans have to be both parents and grandparents, and immediate line has to be Negro on both sides. That's not because you have a set of people that fought on the side of the British when they were trying to create the United States. The British promised them I'll buy your land back in Africa if you fight against me, against these people. We are 13 colonies in the United States.
Amar,
But
what does this have to do? I know the story. We know. I know the story.
yeah, but what I'm saying, politically, the people that run Freetown, you understand what I'm saying? That are in the politics, do not play with that place. Make sure it's not only for the diasporas, you guys coming over. It's for them too.
What
It's a place where they go.
Bunce Island. Are you talking about Bunce Island?
Yeah, I'm talking about Bunce Island, the Creole people.
Yeah, but
I'm talking about
but you can't compare Bunce Island to Cape Coast.
No, but it's still a sacred place. It's still, it might not be that fancy, it might not be that big.
Well, in fact, you know, on Bunce Island, there's white Europeans who are buried there.
Yeah, white Europeans were buried on the site. But what I'm trying to say is
slave
the
trade.
Creole people, they go there, they got their own pilgrimage. Apart from the people from the Gullah Geechees, they go there every year and they pray and they clean the place on their own. You see what I'm trying to say? So these people are well politically connected.
I don't understand why a bunch of people who ain't even trying to fix nothing in their own country, which is America, we sit up and do politically stupid things every day and make excuses for it. But then we try to look across the water and hold somebody else accountable for the mistakes they make. You don't really, Dinus, at the root, please don't interrupt me. Dinus, at the root of this, the people, Black Americans.
What's his name? Brian, can I finish what I was saying? Can I finish what I was saying?
Amara, we've been on here before.
Can I finish what I was saying, sir?
You talked for 20 minutes and didn't.
No, can I finish what I was saying?
Amara, I thought you were done, Amara, because you have stopped.
Yeah, let me finish what I was saying. Because that's an outlier.
Bro. You got
that's an outlier. You see what I'm saying?
Amara, get to the point. I don't know what the whole Creole story
Yeah,
is.
what I'm trying to say is you have local people who were affected by the slave trade that came back to Africa and set up their own place. They in cohorts with the diasporans. You see what I'm saying?
I don't know what this has to do with the topic, Amara.
No, it has to do with the topic because you don't have any political connection in Ghana. There are no local people who there take care of the place on their own, who feel connected to the place. It's just diaspora.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that.
That's what I'm saying.
Black Americans care so much about what's going on in Ghana.
Jesus Christ, Brandon is something else.
We have yet to start a African American delegation to Africa. We have
there's the African American Association.
Well, then,
Brandon,
no,
are you serious?
I'm not saying association. I'm saying a delegation, a group that specifically interacts with African countries on a political level, speaks out against things we don't like. A long time ago, the Black Panthers were that. The Black Panthers used to actually engage politically with African countries when they were in the midst of their revolutions and stuff like that. We care so much, but we won't do our due diligence. We won't do the work necessary to have a real say in the affairs of Africa. At that point, why do you sit up and even get outraged? We give $2 million to con artists, bro. We pay con artists to build fake museums and stuff, but we out here trying to police what the Africans is doing. I'm not saying the white guy is right. What I'm saying is, if you truly got an issue with it, which I know for a fact, I know my people better than anybody. Black people don't give a damn about that, really. This gives us one new thing to complain about. And what do we do?
Can I ask you something, Brandon? Can I ask you a question?
In 1 second. What do? African American people are not looking to fix or repair anything. African American people are looking for anything to complain about to justify doing nothing. We do it here, and now because we got the internet, we can look on the internet and see other stuff we don't even give a damn about and complain about that. You could ask me whatever you want, Delroy.
Brandon, make it good. How much money did Ghana raise in the last couple of years from the year of return? How much money do you estimate they raised from the Black diaspora?
Millions.
Probably like 500 million.
No, sir. They raised close to $1 billion.
Okay.
Okay, $1 billion. So what? No. So what I'm saying, you're saying Black people in diaspora don't contribute to nothing.
How did they raise it, brother? Did they say, give us money and then we just handed it to them? Or did they provide services? Did they provide accommodations and tourist attractions?
What's the difference? Black people went there and spent a lot of money.
Yeah,
close to $1 billion.
Yes, because the things
there are black people in Ghana from America, from the Caribbean, that have businesses in Ghana. You know that.
So Delroy, listen, this is what I'm telling you. What your question condemns, what your premise. If we can give $1 billion just in tourists, just to go have fun and shake our ass in Ghana, what's stopping us from right now starting to GoFundMe to go buy that white guy out, make that a museum, a sacred place? We can, if we want to make it a temple, we can make it a temple, bro. We could put our money together right now. I put up the first $100. If you want to make it a temple, let's make it a temple.
All right, I'll start. Well, that's what I was saying. Dinah said we should contribute. The sister said the same thing. I'm saying, okay, great. We'll start it right now. I have no problem with that.
Dinah, can we start the GoFundMe? Can you start the GoFundMe?
I will reach out to the African American Association of Ghana and get with them.
Okay, because what I would say is, this is my way I would do it. I would raise $500,000, go buy that dude out, and then repurpose it for whatever I want to do it. If y'all want to do that, let's do that. That's more productive than sitting up arguing, because that shows me you really care. But if we start to GoFundMe, Diners, right now on my life today, I promise you, we won't even hit $10,000. I guarantee, before people forget about this.
But now you're doubting it. So don't doubt it. Don't put it down yet.
Well, let's do it. You don't gotta sell. You could just buy his ass out.
I wanted to follow up on what Brandon was saying, that Black people don't have a delegation or some sort of organized way to get involved in African politics. So I'm from the Caribbean, and we have CARICOM, which is an organized way where we do talk to Africa and then have business dealings and talk about politics and the geopolitical area, all that regional stuff. So on behalf of CARICOM, on behalf of all Black people from the diaspora, can channel, yes, there is a group of Black people who have organized themselves as a bloc that that interacts with the Africa based on economics and politics and business and all of that. So since that was an excuse why you can't have an opinion on this, now you can have an opinion on this. I covering everybody with CARICOM. Everybody can be covered by CARICOM, and you
Not
can
only
have an
that,
opinion on this now.
Dr.
Hold on,
Arcana.
Let me interject real quick. But Chrissy, they're not concerned about a white. CARICOM is not gonna confront the government of Ghana about a white man who built.
No, it's not about a white man. Rather, the man was white or anything. It's about the area, and it's about the fact that it's a very sensitive space to be doing
Y'all didn't
business.
care
I'm not
until the
saying that
white man got
CARICOM is,
involved.
right? But I was just saying that because Brandon is basically trying to say, hey, you're not doing this over here, so don't have an opinion about that. So that's why I said I covering everybody in CARICOM. So everybody can have an opinion and feel how they want to feel about this.
Christy, the Minister of Tourism in Ghana is Dr. Ibrahim Mohammed Awal. Let's get in touch with this dude if we want to do something about it. That's a start. All you Ghanaians watching this, go Black to Africa and every other I want to come wag my finger at Africa dude on the internet. This is the guy's name. Put us in touch with the dude. We could start the process with this guy of how we get that shut down and replace it with something that's more African centered. Because
I think the association they're supposed to meet with them. I think, this week. But again, it's just how can you shut him down if number one he has a Ghanaian partner and number two he went through the proper channels? Like how do you shut him down?
Dinus, let's do this African style because a lot of people who are American don't understand how things are done in Africa. How do you shut them down? You go to Ibrahim and say, look, man, we want to open a new spot. We want you to be part owner in it with us. We going to bring the capital and you going to just get a cut. We don't need you to be nothing but Big Daddy. All we need you to do is make sure we get what we want and get to where we want to be. And we'll take everything else. That's how the bosses do it. That's how the Chinese do it.
Yeah, but Brandon, this is also the same area where the Hebrew Israelites had the resort and they got ran out.
Yeah, because they don't want to do what they said they was going to do with the land. We already investigated that.
True. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Come on, man. I'm not playing games here. You guys want it? We can go to Ibrahim. Let's give him a fat knot of money, $300,000, $400,000. He'll do whatever we want him to do.
And maintain it as a sacred spot. I'm with it. Dinus, if you said you put the GoFundMe up, if you need me to write a letter, I'll put my email in.
I would say reach out to the African American Association of Ghana first, because I know they're engaging.
Do you have connections with them?
I do.
Okay, I'll be part of the group to maintain this as a sacred spot. I don't have a problem with that.
This is Africa. If they ain't talking about no money, they ain't gonna get nowhere, Dinus, and you know it. You know it. If they not talking about some hard cash in somebody's hand, and I don't think we should just shut it down. I think we should just repurpose it or just make sure it's 100% Black owned and operated so we can benefit off of the stuff white people coming to see how they benefited off of us. It will never be nothing again. I'm telling you that right now. It will never be nothing again. If you pay to shut that down in a couple of years after you forgot about it, they'll just make a deal with somebody else and they'll open something else up there. But this is the issue. And yes, I'm going to go in on Black Americans just a little bit more. We have a short attention span. We're paying attention to it now. In 3 months, nobody will be talking about it. That's the way it is. So what do you guys want to do? We starting this GoFundMe or what? So we can make this happen or what? Or is we just talking and freaking running our mouth, bumping our gums at each other's throat over nothing? And y'all all deep down inside know, look, bro, ain't Black people about to really rally behind this situation? Because I know in my heart, because we know our people. So stop pretending. The front got to end.
Okay, can I make a suggestion? Let me piggyback.
Hold on, let me
piggyback.
Hold on, let me pass it to Delaware real quick. Then I'll pass it to you. My bad.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Delaware.
Brandon, you live on the West Coast, Brandon?
Yeah.
Well, I live in Atlanta, same place as Dinus. If you want to, since this is the home base for Dinus, if you want to get together here to form a plan, I'm 100% behind it.
I gotta go to Atlanta to form a plan. We on the internet. We could talk about that anytime.
Oh, see, man.
The hell?
He's
What
I'm
so
in
you
much,
asking
Africa
me
right
Brandon.
that
now.
for?
I'm in
Brandon,
Africa right now, so I can't
okay.
come to Atlanta right now.
Okay, Brandon. Just remember this though. Talking to the Ghanaian government about it, anything positive black is like talking to a door. These are the same brothers that shut out the Burkina, Niger, and Mali government and sanctioned them because they're
How
trying to
are
get
we jumping
underneath
to
of slave trade.
geopolitics now? How are we
It's
jumping to
part of it. It's part
geopolitics?
of it. It's part of it. It's part of the whole.
No,
It's
it's
part of
not.
it.
Mindset.
No, it's not.
It's part of it.
No, it's not.
It's part
If
of it. It's part of
if
it.
we
That's
if
just
we
showing
Talking in
you
give
how
terms of
much.
mindset.
I'm just trying
if
to show
we
you how their mindset and how
if
much they
we
think black.
if we
Okay.
give a if we give a listen, I'm gonna tell you the price. If we give a $1 million donation to the Elmina Dungeon every year, or to the Ghanaian Tourism Association, we can get that place shut down. If we give some hard cash and guarantee that's going to come for an extended period of time, they'll do whatever we want them to do. Because in Africa, they eat for today. See what I'm saying? If you got $1 million in front of you, you're going to do whatever they say in Africa. Like a lot of y'all, I don't think y'all ever been to Africa. But I'm telling you today, all this talking and babbling don't mean nothing if you ain't about to put some money up. So get your checkbook ready, dog.
It's the truth. It's the truth. Because
All right. Well, let's start the
y'all,
fun and let's do it
what I,
then.
hey, brother,
Just
you
stop
like I
talking.
said,
Let's do it.
y'all did not care until somebody said a white man was doing something productive in that space. Like
No,
that's the
That's
thing
not
not
about
true.
it is
true.
No,
Not
stop.
nobody
No,
true.
cared.
stop.
Yes,
Stop.
that is
Not
true.
on my
Y'all
Stop.
end.
did
That's
not
not true.
care.
That's
Nope.
not
Y'all did
true.
not know. We
No,
wouldn't be
that's not
talking
true.
about
Straight
it.
up.
We
Straight up.
wouldn't be talking about it
Well,
right
Straight up.
now if a
we're
white
talking
person
You,
was
about it
not
because
involved.
Dynas brought it to our attention. That's
Dynas
why we're
brought it up.
talking about
Stop.
it.
Stop.
It's
I
not
didn't know
And then
about it
y'all are
before
like,
Dynas brought
let's,
it to our
Stop.
and then
attention.
like we're
Stop.
gonna throw white
But
people
for
off
me,
the
it's not
roof and
about
we
Yes,
gotta
I
do
would.
white man.
I'm
this.
It
standing
was
by it.
said that
I
there
would.
should be nothing there. It's a
Yeah, because
sacred
you're a
spot. It's
fool.
not a spot to
I would.
entertain people. Yes,
I
it does
know.
make
Exactly.
it worse
No
that it's
black,
a
no
white
white.
guy. But I mean,
Y'all are
even if it was an
we are too
African, I find it
emotional to do
offensive.
anything.
Emotional about what?
I'm
Come
just
on,
saying we're
man.
too.
Let me do this. Let me
Okay,
pass
listen,
it. Hold on.
hold
No,
on,
no,
hold on.
no. Let me pass it to set two. Set two. Go ahead, set two. Unmute yourself.
All right, so I just have some couple of questions to my people here. I'm from Senegal, and my question, first of all, because like as far as we are concerned in Senegal, we have a slave house in Gorée Island, and
Right.
I wanna ask this question because who owned those houses? Like generations after generation, they're still there, but who is the owner?
I would say the actual dungeon itself is owned by the government. I would think so.
Not really. Not really.
I would think so.
It is being controlled by the government right now because those person who are there to like act like museum, like conservators used to be like colonels in the army and are trained to preserve those house. I think it's something very important to know that we still don't own it. We still don't own those houses in Gorée Island. And to give you like some, go there when there's like some art festival, you see a lot of houses that used to serve as a slave house or like occupied by French people. A lot of them are owned by French people.
Right. Well,
It's
no,
still in
Who
Senegal.
allowed that?
no, set two. So I think a lot of the so on Gorée Island, a lot of those houses, you're right. French, I don't know if they're renting them or they fully own them outright.
They
They
own
turn.
them. They are like
Well,
black
hold on.
people in Senegal are trying to
Let me
buy
finish. You're not
those
gonna talk over
houses.
me.
I'm just giving you
You're not
information.
gonna talk over me. You're not gonna talk over me. Let me finish. So I think they
Sorry.
rent them out and they've converted them to hostels. A lot of them in hotels and restaurants and on Gorée Island.
Yeah,
Either way, they're businesses.
yes, they are businesses. But what I'm like, the reason why I'm saying this is I want to call like my black brothers from all around the world to come together as one. It's not gonna be easy, but that's what we should do in this type of situation. We have to support each other because a lot of people be very judgmental towards black in Africa. For example, in Senegal, there's people that people don't know about, but they don't know like a lot about their ancestry. They have been there. They were sent to Netherlands and like Dutch colonies into Europe and stuff. But some of them managed to come back and resettle in Senegal, and their name, like our slave owners' name, still living in Senegal, but a lot of people don't know about that. We need to preserve those space because Gore Island, every time I go there with my wife, she's African American, a sister, very proud. She went to Howard, but every time we went there, we are hurt because the way it is being preserved. And what we want to do is like to raise awareness into those places to be preserved as a sacred place.
Yeah, but
So because it's been like, yes, it has been there. We like people.
I gotta beat you. All right, say two. It's the same situation with Cape Coast. The African Americans, the diaspora, gotta put their money up and go preserve it. I'll be honest. I love Goree Island. Like Goree Island is the only, I would say, because it's more than just the actual dungeon. You can go eat dinner there. You go eat. You could. They have hostels. Like Goree Island is beautiful. Like I love Goree Island. When I take my people to synagogue, we go to Goree Island. Like other slave dungeons, I try to avoid because is nothing really there. Yeah. But I love. But synagogue, the government of synagogue, they have done a great job.
Okay.
With the upkeep of Goree Island.
Really but there's still some detail that needs to be correct in terms of Goree Island itself. Once you go to the house, you will see a lot of marks on the slave house itself that people be there writing their names on the walls and stuff. That's abnormal. But people are not aware of the importance of those places. It's like little kids going because I remember when I was in primary school, we were being sent to Goree Island to visit to know about our history. But once we go there, a lot of people, out of love or compassion, they will write their name on the wall, not knowing they're not supposed to do that. But now, over the years, it has been transformed.
Where's the enforcement?
Graffitis on the wall.
Who was the caretakers? That's a simple fix. That's a simple fix. Where are the caretakers and the enforcement over there? That's simple.
Oh, what I'm saying is not fixing every time and it's gonna be messed up every time. I'm saying putting something permanent, like having a institution that keep those places, those sites sacred and preserved, and also not be something where people jump, take photos however they want, sing or do whatever. It is a sacred place that must be protected. And
it's not sacred to every Black person on the planet. I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm just interjecting a little bit, but these places are not sacred to most Black people. You know this, right?
It's sacred to me, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But that you could be a small minority of people that actually care about these historic sites. They are very important and they need to be preserved. But the thing about it is, I'm gonna just be honest. I don't have a reverence for these places. I want to visit them and preserve them and be able to show my future children and their future children. Yes, I want that to be a thing, but I don't have this I can feel it in my bones. There's a whole bunch of people.
I want to finish this.
Okay, I'm just saying, but y'all gotta realize, y'all. Okay, listen. Just last thing I'm gonna say. Y'all need to stop using this emotionalism and sword history to use it as a bludgeon to get people to feel how you feel about these places. No, I'm just saying,
you are just very minimizing what I'm saying. I'm just telling you, those houses been there for over hundreds and hundreds of years and still are there. If nothing was being done, those houses will not be standing right there where they are. And it's important for history to preserve those houses or those landmarks that shows that this has happened. If everything was gone and it's only hotel, 5-star, whatever, we will have no reference point to feel, because it's important at a point in the time to feel that this is a problem.
Preserved there.
And I want to
I don't understand. Everything's being preserved. Hold on, Brandon. Everything's being preserved. That Goree Island Senegal has done the best job when it comes to their preservation. I mean, they've done an excellent, way better than every other country. So I don't understand what he's talking about. Everything's being preserved there.
Dinus, can I say this real quick?
I just want to finish with this.
Amar.
Hold on, hold on, Brandon. Let's set you finish. I just don't.
Somebody called me.
Okay.
Somebody called me.
I just want to finish with this, saying that Ghana, I don't know Ghana like that, but I know for a fact that a lot of those attractions, they care more about how much money the diaspora is gonna bring to their country than what really it's entitled, like
It
the
should carry.
history of itself. I think that's something also we have to care about. And also, I'm talking about people in the diaspora that are millionaires, artists that are here. They don't know how important, like how people see them as a reference. In the most remote area in Senegal, you go to a barber shop in a deep village, you will see a picture of 50 Cent with a crazy haircut, but we love that. A lot of people, but still we have not seen them like working towards like connecting and being a strong unity and a power
Amar,
as
Amar,
black.
can I ask you,
Yes,
Amar,
yes,
can I ask
yes.
you a question real quick? Come on, Amar.
Go ahead. Go
When
ahead.
you talk, do you ever think like to make a separation between each point? Do you realize like when you ramble on like that, it makes it impossible for us to actually follow what you're saying? That's why after each 20-minute interval, you have to say, you understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Just let us get one
Okay,
point at a time.
let me tell you something. So what you're saying is I don't know how to speak English, right?
Apparently, motherfucker. Yeah.
No, motherfucker, I know how to speak
Oh,
English. I
yeah,
got
yeah,
2
yeah, yeah,
degrees,
yeah,
motherfucker. Okay, I got 2
I don't even
degrees. You
I
don't
didn't
even
even say
have a
the MF
goddamn
word.
thing.
we gonna
In
move
my
on.
defense, I didn't say the MF word.
That's why hold on, man. Why you muted me?
We move it on. Chidaji, go ahead, Chidaji. Go ahead, Chidaji. Let me show.
What's up, family?
Diners, I just gonna ask, why you muted me and you're muting Brandon?
Y'all have to take that
Because
off.
he black? Because he black? Because he black?
No, man. God,
Give you
stop, Brad, stop it. Go ahead, Chidaji.
Man, what's up, family? I think that I learned that a lot of institutions in America, like the FDA and a lot of oversight, a lot of institutions that do oversight and things like that was started a long time ago by just regular people who decided to come together and just do something. They wasn't looking for pay. They volunteered and eventually they petitioned the government to pay them. The government helped creating organizations around the thing that they felt that they needed to advocate for and protect. So I think that's one idea. I think Brother AFR came in and I think sometimes, to a lot of people, if you don't have her, everything look like a nail. I didn't hear nothing Chrissy said that made her seem like she was making an emotional argument. I don't think she was, or neither was the other brother. In fact, I agree with everything Chrissy said. And when y'all presented solutions, like when Brandon said, we come in with our money, or when Dinah said we reach out to the African American Association, they agreed. I think the emotional victim-minded thing to say would have been, oh, the white man is wrong and they need to stop doing this. That's not what they said. I think I think they would agree that we're more so upset with our own people for not for allowing this to happen, but we accept the fact that they don't view it as sacred. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think nobody's being emotional and saying that. And we might disagree, but I don't think that it should be a restaurant on the same property. Now, we might just disagree. That don't mean I'm being fucking emotional. We just disagree on that. I don't think it should be no restaurant. Or no, you should. It's not like I watched a documentary yesterday about prisons in Japan, and at the main prison, every year they do a big festival when they celebrate in the prisons and they dress up like prison guards, but that's their culture. They don't view it the same way as the inmates. Like, they got former inmates that come and they like, man, what the hell are they doing? They celebrate in prison. But I think that we can agree that that like Brandon said, if we go in with money and reach out to the people who can affect change, we all agree on that. I think we always agreeing.
Exactly.
Dinus, the thing I want to point out real quick, most museums have restaurants. That's what makes, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, because honestly, y'all, I'm gonna be real, I don't care enough to determine to deem it right or wrong. But what I'm gonna say is, in my mind, I think of how can you sell your position. That's how I approach everything. How do I go to these people and like, don't open up a restaurant here when almost every other museum in the world has some type of restaurant, coffee shop, gift shop, something. It just seems like a hard sell in my mind, but you guys don't want that.
Ghana have museums. We could open a restaurant at the Ghanaian museums. That's
That
not
is a
museum.
museum. Yes, it is.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
I don't
haven't
see
been
it
to a
as a
lot of
museum.
museums. I haven't been to a lot of museums.
Okay.
But I do know a lot of them have like gift shops. But because okay, what if we draw the line? You know what I mean? And of course, we got to have our own association of conservators. You know, Ghanaians not gonna do that shit. They don't do fuck. Like y'all said, they view this as jobs, economic resources, etc., which they should. We're not saying they should look at it differently, but I don't necessarily think it because okay, they start with a restaurant. What okay if they put up amusement rides right outside, you know, eventually more people are going to have a problem. Like what do we stop? You know
What about turkey on top of the roof? Is that okay? Is that okay, Brandon? I don't see it shouldn't be anything wrong with that.
No, that was I didn't agree with that.
I do think there's a line.
Right.
There's a
You gotta
line.
be some standard.
There's a line, and I think food. And that's just me. I'm one nigga. My opinion is no food. You ain't no. They shouldn't be coming here to eat. And I'm, you know what I'm saying. But maybe 10% of that argument is emotional. Because I know if I pull up and I see a bunch of crackers eating food, and you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna feel some type of way. But
Throw them off the roof.
90% of that needs to be. I need to get up off my ass and do the work.
Throw them off the roof.
We in control of it. You know what I'm saying?
Let me inform everybody since we got this false narrative going on right here. Elmina Castle or St. George's Castle is a museum according to the Ghana Museum and Monuments Board.
It is a
museum.
Yes, we know. Officially, yes.
So what I'm saying is you're gonna have a whale of a time telling these people that they can't open a restaurant in a museum when damn near every other museum on earth got restaurants, gift shops. Some of them got bars inside. It's a source of revenue because that's what they use to take care of the place. Like, I think we're putting a lot of emotion on something that really wasn't done as a way to slide us. In my opinion, as long as African people are getting some of the money off of it, as long as there's a Ghanaian partner, I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
There's
a Ghanaian partner.
Dinus, what about a tourism tax? $1, $2 on a tourism receipt. What do you think about that?
What do you mean tourism tax?
No, as far as raising money that goes towards the so-called museum.
It already exists in Senegal.
No. They're already getting taxes. The government is when people pay to enter.
Yeah, you know, for example, in Senegal, you pay less than like $2 to get into like the house in Gore.
No. That's for locals, and that's for no.
Right.
No, I'm not talking about taking the ferry to go to Gore Island. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the ticket to visit the house.
Yeah, but you have to. So you got to get there. You have to get there first.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you get there, but what you paying?
And then you have to pay. So the ferry fee, all right, and the fee to get on Gorée Island is all included. Then I think you have to pay extra to actually enter the actual slave dungeon.
Yeah, but whatever way you figures. For example, you may be a different person. You may have another way to get to Gorée Island without the ferry, without taking that particular ferry.
Yeah, but say too. Black Americans ain't taking a local fish boat to Gorée Island. I can tell you that right now. Ain't no alternative way to get there. I'll do it because I don't care, but. The majority of Black Americans, they not getting on one of those boats to go over, one of those banana boats, those fish boats to go to Gorée Island. They ain't doing it.
Dinus, can I call something out real quick? Did you notice how Setu whole accent changed once he told us he had 2 degrees? He started talking all professional. Dinus, the average person I could do. I just wanted to point that out. I noticed there was a
which
shift.
Degrees? Which degrees? What you talking
about? I just want to point out the shift in your dialect once I called you out. You start talking like a professional. I
want to be always talking like a professional in any circumstances.
That boy code switched.
It's good to code switch sometimes.
But Dinus, at the end of the day, now I understand from looking at the comments, this is not an argument that's based in logic or rational thinking. They're telling me they don't give a damn what the Canadian government designates this as or whatever.
It don't work like that. Yeah, it don't work like that.
Unfortunately, what they designated as means more than what you think it should be at that point, because you're not going to go shed no blood in Ghana. If Ghana goes to war, no Black Americans is about to jump on a boat and go over there and start fighting it. Well, maybe we will, because we a little gangster like
Go to war with who?
just because we like fighting.
Burkina Faso?
Or whoever. I truly believe that if a particular African nation went to war with a European nation for whatever reason, I do believe Black Americans would go over there to help fight and stuff, because we like to fight and we real violent. But the thing is, we're not invested in this at a fundamental, like a foundational level, for lack of a better term. If you want it to be something different, you're going to have to put your money where your mouth is at the end of the day. And if you're not willing to do that, don't even raise your blood pressure up about it. On God.
As you said, Dinus, you're going to reach out to, I forgot the name of the department you said.
African American Ghana
Yes. Please
Association.
provide the updates. If there's a GoFundMe, if you have the connections, please, I'm ready. Since it's supposed there are Black people like myself who would want to get involved, whatever
Yep.
can be done, updates, I am ready.
I can send to Dinus the email of the foundation or the
Hello?
website of the
Hey,
foundation
can
of
y'all-
Glory Island.
Can y'all hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Put that email in the chat.
Oh,
Put that
okay.
email in the chat.
One thing I'm gonna say is, look, it's easier to just get mad, clutch your pearls, and talk about throwing white people off roofs. That's why y'all white Black folks, we need to be very vigilant about how we the stuff we see other Black people say, and then they want us to join with them to do something. So just a few minutes ago, this dude was talking about throwing white people off of roofs.
I'm still talking about it.
Hold on. After Dinus just said majority of the people who go visit the place and give revenue or provide revenue to the government are white people from around Europe and the world. So it's just like, so nonsensical stuff like this is
Out
like,
of guilt.
can't out of guilt. It don't matter.
Out
But
of
what you're
guilt.
saying, okay, can you at least acknowledge what you're saying is stupid? Exactly. Exactly. You can't even bring yourself to even tell the truth.
I'm not going to acknowledge that. I'm not going to acknowledge that.
Yeah, because you won't want to acknowledge that you're an idiot. You don't want to. Okay, sorry, not calling you idiot, but you don't. Okay, you don't want to acknowledge that you don't want to acknowledge that you were wrong in your thoughts, and it's counterproductive. That's the problem.
Who's the idiot? Do you really think?
Counterproductive. This is why we cannot get together.
But do you really think I meant actually lifting up somebody and throw them off the roof? Is that what you really think? Who's the idiot?
He left.
That's a metaphorical answer. Who's the idiot?
He left.
Exactly. Dinus, who is gonna lift somebody up and throw them off the roof? You can't know what that means? What I meant by that? Are you serious? Are you serious? I'm a student of Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben, and a whole lot of others. Most of these people are new to this. I am not. I got arrested protesting at the embassy in New York. The Zimbabwe embassy in New York, protesting when Mugabe and the former soldiers throw the white people off their land. They put my ass in jail. That's how far back I go. Okay? So I don't know what he's talking about. No one's gonna literally take up somebody and throw them up. That's not what I meant. It was the what's the word? Metaphorical? I'm not even know if I'm saying it right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer your original question of the video. It's like, do we have a right to be upset? I think was the question. And I'm gonna just say, me personally, yeah, but not with white folks, but ourselves for not seeing the opportunity first, or either not seeing the need to protect it if we felt like that's what needed to happen.
Okay. Guys, links in the chat room. If you want to call in and add to the conversation, click on the link again. If you want to call in and add to the conversation, please click on the link.
Adonis, you
think-
did.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Adonis, you did say that you don't know why some of the black people concentrate in Ghana so much. No, I'm understanding what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I
No understanding what you're saying.
because I think it's more because of popularity, but I don't. I think in fact,
I think it's also about language.
I know Nigeria is a better fit for Black Americans.
Yeah, man, you're absolutely correct.
It can be also related to the language, because people will go where they think people will understand them better. when they speak
Nigeria.
English.
I mean, they speak
Yeah,
English.
Nigeria, but most of the West African countries are not English speaking countries.
Yeah, like I said, I don't understand how Ghana became the high value. Tyrone, go ahead.
Man, first thing first, man, salute to your platform. I watch your short that you did about the Pan-Africanists and everything, and you know how you want to stand on what you're doing for our people that want to visit. You know, Pan-Africanism is not a bow tie that fits over the whole thing. And you know, when you hear black people just so easy to give up, it just goes back to a slave mentality. You get what I'm saying? Where it was 200 slaves on the plantation and one slave master, and every slave was scared of that one slave master and thought that one slave master can hunt down everybody. You know, it's the thing of it is that we have strength in numbers, but that doesn't mean that everybody has common sense. You know, everybody has rational thinking. Everybody don't have critical thinking. You know, this is one of the rare times that I will disagree or call out Tadaji, or what's his name, the guy from my fellow transportation guy from New Orleans. I know a lot of people don't like American First Rifleman and how he speaks, but that doesn't mean that he's wrong. He sat up there and said that and listen, I love Chrissy. He said that both of them was being emotional, and that's all it is emotional, what they're talking about. You get what I'm saying? Because nobody wasn't talking about doing nothing about that lame ass slave dungeon and goddamn and the car until this shit popped up. So let me call out Tanaji first. Tanaji said that he didn't hear no emotional argument what they were saying, and then at the end of his conversation, he gonna say, "Well, it might be a little bit emotional because I would feel some type of way." That is the definition of being emotional. You get what I'm saying? But since you don't like the person who is saying it, then you gain another perspective of it because it's the person. But if there was anybody else that said it besides American First Rifleman, they would have understood what he was saying. And this other guy sitting up here talking about, oh, he didn't mean to throw somebody off a roof. It'll be the same way as white people sat up there and said, hey man, we'll throw a black person off the tree if we see him in Kentucky, or we throw him off a roof. And then we sit up there and say, and let the white boy off the hook if he say, well, I didn't mean it that way. I'm 65 years old. How can I throw a black person off the roof? It doesn't matter. If it ain't something that you're gonna do, you don't say it, especially when it comes to race. You get what I'm saying? We wouldn't accept it if a white person said that and tried to make it seem like he was joking. So we shouldn't do the same thing. It's just the way that it is. So at the end of the day, I sat back and I didn't interrupt now one of y'all simps, emotional dudes when y'all was talking. So please just give me that respect because I gave it to each one of y'all. You know, at the end of the day, the money moves the world. So unless it's some real type of money, not no 4 or 5 people sitting. Dinas, this is the thing. Dinas does a business. I work in international shipping. You get what I'm saying? And these are containers that ship all over the world. We're talking about over 2,000 containers a day. People wouldn't even sit up here and even listen to us if it was 5 or 6 people sitting up there talking about, man, this is what I want to do. I got my money involved. If you ain't got at least 1,000 people ready to do it, 5 or 6 people is insignificant. It's just the way that it is. I'm not saying that you're willing to take money, stop buying pork chop plates, and put some money towards this. But if you don't have some type of shit that based with an LLC, something with a domain that can put money with a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? That can do this. All of this shit is just told. And let me tell y'all how I feel about the slave dungeon in Accra. I mean, in Ghana, wherever it's at. If my mama was to come out the grave right now and said, let's go to the slave dungeon, I'd slap her in her fucking face and make her go 12 feet under the ground, because I would never want to go see a place where my people were sitting there shitting, scratching the wall, begging for air, begging for water, while white people, while they were sitting up here, putting us in holes, trying to see which one of us was the strongest that can make that trip. I would never step foot in no slave dungeon. You get what I'm saying? And I slap anybody for goddamn thinking it's a cool place to go. It ain't no connection. I ain't never had a longing to go to no place like that. So anybody that want to go to a place like that, and on top of that, the funny part is, Diners, Black Americans have to pay more money. We get charged more money to go to a slave dungeon.
How about Tyrone? If I can interject, listen. If you do not have an ECOWAS passport, or if you are not a local, you have to pay the same price as white people. It ain't not budget. Listen, I've been in every slave dungeon. Hold on, how about Tyrone? Hold on. I've been to every slave dungeon before I had my Nigerian and my Sierra Leone passport. I went to Cape Coast Castle. And I pulled my ancestors was shipped from here. They was like, no,
you got blood.
They said, no, that's the price you pay right there. The same price as everybody
exactly else. So that's what I'm saying. You're not getting treated no different. We're talking about from the Ghanaian government. You ain't getting treated no different from a fucking Mzungu over there. But you want to sit over here on the internet and talk tough. And that's what a lot of black people do. That's why we ain't got no power. That's why black people, AKA, is nothing but toothless tigers. You get what I'm saying? That's all we are as a people. And if we don't get on the most people become entrepreneurs, we're done. Because this is the thing, Diners. If black people are so smart, we would see the writing on the wall with 300,000 Latinos coming to America over there. This goes for black people in America. This goes for black people in the Caribbean, everywhere. Because the United States, the dollar is what promotes the world. That what promotes the economy. So if we're the last minority, and the only thing we doing is separating, you know what I'm saying, and get mad about certain things. Now, the brother brought up a point. He said, how do we feel about the twerking thing? Black people was mad. And one thing about Brandon, I know Brandon can go a little off the cliff a little bit, but Brandon was right. After we saw them girls twerking at the dungeon or whatever they was at, people talked about that for 48 to 72 hours. You ain't heard another word about it until he just brought it up right now. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, it takes black women to hold black women accountable, because black women are running the black community. So therefore, it ain't nothing that we can do about it, and there's nothing we can do about that. I hope he build a goddamn redneck convention in the slave dungeon. I hope they build a goddamn shooting range where they start selling nooses and start selling goddamn woods with crosses on them with goddamn nails on it for they fake ass white Jesus that Africans goddamn love to goddamn worship. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be destroyed. They were sitting up there having church up there while black people were sitting up there shitting on themselves and dying. And y'all sitting up there want to get mad about a restaurant when in America, wherever you live at, where you'll go past black people restaurant to go to a white person restaurant. You're a speed past a black person restaurant in your own city in your own time to go to a white person restaurant where you'll take pictures of the ambiance, take pictures outside, you'll take pictures in the bathroom, you'll take pictures of the receipt, you'll show how much you tip, you'll show how much you paid. You'll tell everybody how good the food is at a white person restaurant, but y'all niggas sitting up here talking about some shit that's going on in fucking Ghana, which you have no control over. None. And I pass the mic.
Let me pass it. Let me pass the College Genesis because he long way too. Go ahead, College.
Salute, College.
What's going on, brothers? What's going on, man? Spirited debate and everything like that. And I never really thought about this until Hustle Smart just said what he just said. I did.
but I didn't know how to bring this out right. And I was talking about this to somebody. I can't remember what it was because my phone rings off the hook all day. And they tell me that when we talk about tours Africa, they say, and don't this I'm just quoting, that the slave dungeon thing is kind of draining. It's kind of draining and stuff. And I said, and I was having a conversation with people, what do you think about the fact that these slave judges weren't built by us? They're a constant reminder of European supremacy and a horrible history and everything. And a relationship, and also basically the relationship between Africans and African Americans is, we haven't built anything beyond slavery. So therefore, when you go to a place like Ghana, the first thing you were enslaved here. Welcome back to Ghana. What has happened in that 200 years to slavery? How come where's the New Testament? You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is this: I think those places should be museums and stuff like that, museum or something like that, word like that. But I don't think they should be tourist attractions. That's my honest to God opinion.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
I've done a lot of thought about this, and I'm saying I don't understand how people let's go visit the slave judges. What do you get out of that? What do you get out of that?
Mm-hmm.
They get that victimhood boost.
Yeah. So, and also about Brandon, I love my brother Brandon, man. I took up for him last night because I absolutely destroyed Afro Think Tank last night in the 3-hour show. Him and Nakmeezy, they're done. Don't worry about them no more. Carl Thanos took care of them. They're done. They're done. They ain't coming back from that shit. Anyway, I disagree with him on the fact that Brandon's the type, right? He knows we got all this fuck shit going on, right? But we could talk and true come at the same time, Brandon. If somebody has a feeling, Brandon's like, man, you should be focused on the shit in your hood, man. Get back to work. Get back to work. I mean, it's not all that big a deal. I mean, I don't believe that we should stop what we're doing and focus on some white guy thing as the main thing, But we could talk about it, and we shouldn't beat each other up about having our own feelings. Like, we have to get to the point where we respect each other's opinions. If you're riding for Biden, that's fine. If you're stumping for Trump, that's fine too. Let's bring this brotherhood thing back where we can agree to disagree and then go have a beer afterwards,
All right, cool. Go ahead.
No, we'll be sitting there trying to poison each other, Carla.
What you saying?
We'll be sitting there trying to poison each other. We don't agree with each other.
You remember better times in Black America. Once upon a time in Black America.
Oh boy, here we go, man. Back in the day, Harlem, man.
That's
Double
right.
Dutch play tag football.
Nah, but I like hearing it. I don't care what nobody's saying. I like when Kala brings us back, man. I like it.
Kala finna start talking about the Sugar Hill Gang, man.
Yeah, you're damn right. Damn right.
Hey, look, like I said, I enjoy when Kala brings it back to a really prestigious, forward-looking Black America that was kind of in a way united back in the day. I love hearing those stories because I'm just going to say I came from a broken home, so I don't hear enough. I saw that when I was a kid, vestiges of that, but I never really heard the actual story. So that's why all day I love when Kala says that. And the last thing I'll say, and I'm going to stop talking, is that, like I said, and I will keep saying this until my dying day.
Before you finish that, let me tell you something, man. I know you can stand up for yourself, man, and you're a man of men, but I just don't like how people sometimes, because it comes from you, they want to disregard it for whatever reason. And you don't talk like me, and that's fine. We don't need Black people. That's one of the weirdest things that we got going on in our community. We want everybody to sound the same. We want everybody to look the same. We want everybody to dress the same. And I just don't like that shit. If you saying something that has a point, just because it's you saying it, it should not be disregarded. Continue, my brother.
Thank you. I'm used to it. The thing I'm gonna say is when people talk all day about white people dominating this, they're dominating society, they did this to us. I literally last week, a young brother, like 21 years old. He's a child, yes, I know. And he's all talking, oh man, I'm wired up, man. We gotta do something and all this. I was like, all right, the best thing you can do to fight white supremacy right now is to save money or start a business, get with a black woman and treat her like, if she's a good black woman, treat her really well, get with your family, love your family, eat correctly, and exercise. And now you know what that brother said? He's like, but what about them white folks? And this is the problem. We refuse to do the bare minimum to actually fight back against what we. You see how this dude above me, how his eyes are all squinty, like he kind of like. That's what I'm saying. Like this is what I'm talking about. We know the basics to fight white supremacy, but it requires work, and also we can't be hypocrites. That's the biggest thing holding us back. Hold on, I'm not talking about you individually. Hold on, Ellis, I'll let you talk, sir. Okay, what I'm saying, and I'm not saying you individually. I'm not trying to attack you, but what I'm saying is a lot of what you were. Can you
pointed at me?
Because can you just hold on and stop getting all emotional, grown man? What are you, like 50? Hold on.
Hey, bro, come on, man. We can't have that.
You know. I'm not gonna say anything. Go ahead and talk.
Finally, because before you was on one, getting at people.
Well, let me finish talking, then I'll talk. Finish talking.
Okay, let me finish. Well, let me finish.
And that's the way a dialogue should work.
What I'm saying is we don't want to do the bare minimum, and we're the biggest hypocrites in the West. Once we work on stop being the biggest hypocrites, we will see synergy and we will see results. Until then, we're in mental slavery. I pass the mic to you, my older brother.
Okay,
my elder.
First of all, you don't know me personally, so you don't know what I've done.
But I see how you act.
Again, you don't know me personally, so you don't know what I've done, right?
I see how you act. But go ahead, sorry.
You just heard me told Dinus, right, that I've gotten arrested in the past standing up for black people. Okay?
Mm-hmm. The Boondocks could have told you almost 20 years ago that don't do nothing.
Those are some of my past. Okay? Now, I agree with that other brother when he said he wouldn't visit the slave dungeon. I don't think no one should. I don't think no one should open up a restaurant there, black or white. Okay, and white people are visiting the so-called slave dungeon because out of guilt, they don't really care about what happened there. Okay. Well, that's the emotional part I was getting at. But I agree with him. No one should visit there. It should not be a museum. Okay? They still have blood stain and feces stain in there still right now. You see? So it is a secret. It is a sacred place. And it should not be. And it should not be
It's sacred to you. But the government that runs it use it as a revenue generator.
Obviously.
So why? So let you be emotional over it, and let the rest of us want to move forward and not waste our breath and our minds over something that happened. That I didn't get whooped and put in a dungeon. So why am I going to act like I'm about to go to war over this?
What do you mean you gave? Well, your ancestors did.
Yeah.
You don't care about them?
And guess what? There's ways to honor them, and yelling about throwing proverbial white people off of roofs and all this stuff. Like we just told you, we got to show up with money. If we want to affect something and get back at people for our ancestors, we got to show up with money, and we got to show up united. Instead of yelling, talk about how we gonna get people all over the internet.
Well, isn't that what we were supposed to be agreeing with now?
Oh yeah, well, you said you're going to get it started. You said, well, listen, Chrissy said she was going to talk to, or not she said, but other people said they're going to talk to the African American Ghanaian Association. They're going to talk to that doctor that runs the cultural sites and all that. Cool, that's good. That's getting somewhere. But guess what? If it wasn't for people like Dinus and people like Brandon getting on your behinds, y'all probably would have just kept talking about throwing white people off of roofs and doing nothing. So
Dinus have the platform to put it forward.
Yeah, I know, but
No, the
most, like I
thing
said,
about
we're
it
not going
is,
to care about this.
it's another example of black people just running in one place. See, it's one of those things to where when you tell somebody something, and then somebody say, "Well, put your money where your mouth is," and then you say, "Well, I got money," but no, but that ain't how it started. You see, the thing about it, if you're a real businessman, and this for everybody that conduct business, this was taught to me. You know what I'm saying? When I started conducting my business, I was always taught that lead with how much that I'm gonna put monetarily to this. That's it. You start with that first. You get what I'm saying? You tell somebody how much you can make them or how much money you can save them. That's the two things. Business diners work for Cinco. You know what I'm saying? What's called? What is called
Cintas.
diners who used to work for?
Cintas.
Centos. And this is a place that I see them all the time around Atlanta. And I guarantee the first thing they come to a customer with is how can they save money? First of all, how their services would benefit them than another service. So that's the first thing you got to do. Let me tell you, so let me break it down for you. It's simple on street terms. When you go in there, conduct business, you got to sell yourself like a prostitute. You got to sell yourself like the best prostitute and the cheapest prostitute at the same time to make the person that's trying to purchase the service think that
This is
you're
my
going to get them
family
the
members.
best service for the cheapest rate. That's how you conduct business. You don't conduct business by complaining first. See, therefore, anything else that you're going to do monetarily is going to be based on emotions. So that's how Brandon got that emotional reaction at you. Because if it was discussed for as money first, all of y'all would come up with this is how you do it. You come up with how many people that it is and say, you know what, to start this off until we get more people, everybody needs to start off with 1,000. Now, as we get from 5 to 10, we can break it down to 900. That's how you come up with a business plan. Sit up here talking about bringing up GoFundMe, and you got over 100. I don't know how many people in the chat now, Diners, but when you coming in a chat where you can see nobody else in the chat was talking about donating. So then, listen, my brother, and I'm not on your case at all. I'm just stating it as a businessman because you're trying to stop another business. And if you're trying to stop another business, you got to have the money up front, and it has to be a plan. It has to be a plan. So all I'm saying is this. It's fine if you want to throw money at a situation. That's fine. I do it all the time with my ugly ass kids. You get what I'm saying? I throw money at them all the time. They some leeches. You know what I'm saying? They some good for nothing leeches that just so happen to have my DNA. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I have to have a plan on how I set it up. It's almost like a pyramid scheme, but not with fraud or a scam. It's based on the amount of people that you have. So when you go and talk to somebody, you have some type of proposal based on the money that is guaranteed to come. Just sitting up here talking about we got money from Delray Ellis, we got money from Christy. You know, these one-time donation. Where's the plan? Where's the guaranteed monthly or weekly donation? What you got to say? You got to have a graph. We talking about business overseas, and believe me, man, I didn't learn this until I started doing business overseas with shipping containers overseas. This is the only language that they want to speak. This is the only language that they want to hear, and that's the language that they want to speak. And Brandon was right about, the money. So with Brandon in this situation, a broken clock can be right twice a day. So sometimes you just take the points out and leave what you don't like. But at the end of the day, it has to be a plan based on numbers, based on a scale. You see what I'm saying? And just you, Chrissy, and the other guy, you know what I'm saying? If black people was more concerned about that, you would have had people in the chat talking about where can I send my money? And I'm just telling you, because I was watching the chat, my brother, it was nobody else in the chat saying, how can I donate? That's all I'm saying, my brother. And I pass it back to you.
I'll be real quick. See, this is why I hate to be harsh and people hate how I explain things or say things or what my opinions are. But seriously, when I see a group of people, let's say Jewish people, we love to compare ourselves to Jewish and Asian folks. Okay, when they see something outrageous like we saw, like a white man opening a restaurant, you know, the white man's chicken shack in the slave castle. Every other group of people will say Jews, they're like, this is an outrage, boycott. And we're going to get together, or every existing institution or organization that they have, they're going to make a press release saying this is an outrage and we're going to boycott you. And then people start panicking. Okay. That's how it happens. Not the last thing they say is we're going to start throwing people off the roof. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So when people start leading with that emotionalism, it lets me know we ain't serious. And that's and it's harsh for me to say it that way, but it's the truth. That's what I'm saying. Like, and he just said the donation part, we don't care. That's what I'm saying. Y'all trying to use this emotionalism to get people
most of us,
like
most of us just,
it's not. But what I'm gonna finish. But what I'm saying is y'all using this emotionalism. You just said, oh, there's blood and there's feces still on there and all that. That's not a motivator no more. I'm sorry to tell you, that's not a motivator. And you have to realize that. And I pass the mic.
Well, we just found out about this on this platform. No one knew about this before. All right, so we just found out about it. So now,
and the first thing you said, you were going to start the
let him finish. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, Dynas brought this forward. So we just found out about it.
And remember what your reaction was.
Let him finish.
Sorry.
Now Chrissy's saying, okay, let's come up with a plan. What are we going to do? The other brother is saying that he does international shipping, and he's given his ideas and platform. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to come up with some kind of a plan.
Now I get you, and 6 months from now, I'd like to see how this plan progresses. But what I'm saying is we've been here before where we see something really quickly that outrages. Like I said, your first reaction to it was to get angry. And then, obviously, you calm down, and the brothers all presented different things to you and different ideas on how things move. So what I'm saying is from the funding and the numbers part, if you ain't coming back with 1,000 Black people with some money, it's dead on arrival.
But we got to start from somewhere. That's cool.
That's cool. That's why I'm gonna shut up. And in 6 months, I like to see your progress. Yeah. And if you have some progress, I'll put in on that.
It shouldn't even take 6 months. Within 6 months, the whole thing gonna be settled. This is something that's gonna have to happen in the next 30 days.
I'm going to be honest. I know Dinah said that there's an African American Ghanaian Association. In reality, they would be the best because obviously they're on the ground. They live here. They have ties, I would assume. They would be the best to be the face of something like this. Now, hopefully, if they are planning to move forward, then it makes sense for us to rally support. But it probably would be less effective for us overseas to kind of be hollering over the Atlantic Ocean about something going on when the association that is currently there isn't doing anything. I don't know if they are doing anything or not. I will definitely investigate them. I don't even fully know the name. I have to research them. But if they are, then obviously then we can rally around it because it makes sense because they're on the ground. And versus just some voices again across the Atlantic.
Now that Chrissy that's talking right now, that's the Chrissy that come in and hit home runs. Now that makes 1,000. That's 1,000% facts what she just said.
Right, let me tell y'all why I value Tyrone sounding like the single mother that raised him. Because you're calling me emotional, bro, but I'm about to explain to you how you came in emotional. Captain Saver AFR. The reason you notice AFR didn't come in and try to go at me or feel attacked, because me and this man agree on everything. You saying about the fact that because of who said it, I rock with this man. You feel what I'm saying? Like, man, this man agree on everything. And just like Colin said, Black people got to get out of a place where we feel like because somebody disagree with us or have a different opinion, you immediately want to castigate them or insult them. You feel what I'm saying? A nigga align himself with a woman and says you got to pay for sex. You don't like that. You feel what I'm saying? I'm a simp now. You feel what I'm saying? Niggas who pay for pussy don't like when a man align himself with something that a woman say. And I personally feel like it's a shame that a woman is being more pragmatic about this situation than men. Because I'm listening, because I got ears. So when I hear somebody say something, she say, well, damn, we couldn't do this, and that, because we just found out about it, and niggas yelling over, act like she didn't just say that. Like, that don't make complete and total sense. You feel what I'm saying? You the one being emotional. You know what I'm saying? When you feel the need to go on the attack and not listening to what people saying and say, see, I can say something makes sense, whether I agree with it or not. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey, I believe I'm the first person who brought the pragmatic approach when I was talking about getting the money together and stuff.
Hold on, Brandon. Hold on, Brandon, because he didn't. Hold on, Brandon, because he didn't address you at
I'm in
all.
Cape Coast right now. You got to think about how somebody emotional would have responded to that. Somebody, well, let's say this, somebody being overly emotional. You know what I'm saying? Somebody being overly emotional would say, "Oh, it don't matter how much money we got. We shouldn't have to go with no money." See, what I'm trying to say is, like, it's easy to make a fucking argument against the niggas who not on this panel. People who on Twitter, Black Twitter and shit. This ain't none of that's on this panel. You feel what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is some of these arguments is shooting at the wrong target. Everything I got to turn to a fucking argument.
All right, let me.
All right, cool. Hold on, let me respond to that. Let me respond to it, guys.
How about hold on? Kofi's in Ghana and Cape Coast, so let me get him. Then I'll let you respond.
Okay, got you.
Go ahead, Kofi.
And his internet's working.
So the group that initially initiated this is called CRAIG. So CRAIG stands for the Central Region African Ancestral Association of Ghana. So the AAAG is Accra based, CRAIG is Central Region based. So there was a guy named Dr. Dean. He's a chiropractor out here. He's one of the liaisons of the group. He went in front of the castles and he started describing how it was disrespectful to use our ancestors' suffrage as a way to promote the restaurant. So they sent a cease.
God damn, that's internet. Kofi internet. Go ahead, Kofi. You had one out.
So they sent a 30-day cease and desist already, and the people
hold on. Let me interject, Kofi. Who is they? Who sent a cease and desist?
CRAIG.
They can't do that. That's not. They're not the government, are they?
Exactly.
But they got people in the government.
It don't even make this. This is what I'm saying. These arguments that don't make sense.
Let me finish. Go ahead, Kofi.
They have people in the government, the diaspora affairs overseas, all the diasporan groups within Ghana. So they have ties to the government.
Okay. So keep going.
That I guess they did it through that order. And the owners, I guess, were looking for one of the spokesperson who was Dr. Dean. And I think they're in some type of discussion or some type of litigation. You know, I just think me personally, I've eaten there. I didn't really see anything. I didn't see anything wrong with it.
Hold on. Hold on. I want Kofi. Repeat that again. What you just said.
Repeat that, please.
Not only did I
did you pick your teeth when you ate there? That's what I want to know.
Hold on. Repeat. Go ahead.
I knew the people that worked there too. I knew the people that worked there. I knew
okay,
like
but Kofi, repeat what you said. Please, people, don't interrupt me. Go ahead, Kofi.
I ate there because there's no food places around there. The only thing to really eat is coconut.
It's the street.
There's a restaurant.
The street food. Stop being bougie. Eat the street food.
There's a restaurant across the street that used to be open. That was the only thing that was open, but they've been closing due to renovation or what have you. But when Dr. Dean pointed out like the symbols being used to advertise the place, he made a lot of points. Them using the color red for the door, them even using the door symbol in between freedom. And when you even break the word freedom, when you break the word freedom up like that with the door, it says free doom. It being red and
doom is spelled with two O's, Kofi.
I'm just saying.
No, you're not gonna transliterate the English language to make a point.
I did that. Okay. I wanted
This
to
boy did etymology on the doors of Ghana, bro.
Let me finish.
He brought the brother for life.
But
Hold on. Go ahead.
they shouldn't. Okay, having a food place for people to eat is one thing, but using the history to advertise the place to make more money, I think it doesn't serve any purpose except for using the history to make money. It's kind of
Boy, oh boy.
That's fine.
Hold
This
on.
boy ate at the restaurant. I still ain't got past that part.
Yeah, hold on. We got another. I think Trokan, are you Ghanaian? Trokan.
I think it's kind of like poking fun at it. In a way, it's poking fun at it. Like, look what I can do.
Yeah, because it's funny.
Trokan, are you Ghanaian? Oh, he dropped off. Yeah, he called.
Y'all need to be worried about that $500,000 gold rush from Arikana Chiamburi, where them people is about to them to stop telling that business.
When you accept a teaspoon of disrespect, you'll accept a tablespoon, and when you accept a tablespoon, you'll accept a quarter cup, and then a half cup, and then a 2 liter. You know, so I mean, yeah, he's making fun of it because we are. Anything goes with us.
Chrissy,
There's no
Chrissy,
boundaries.
There's no use,
nothing
Christy.
sacred.
Chrissy,
There's no use, Christy.
Chrissy, we got wait, let me say this real quick to put some.
I know we have bigger fish to
Chrissy,
fry.
listen,
There's
Chrissy.
no use, Christy. No use.
Listen,
sister.
Chrissy.
Yes,
we
I'm
got
listening.
beat up and bit by dogs and shot with water hoses just to go in a store and sit next to a cracker and eat a sandwich.
Exactly.
Disrespect is off the table. We
Exactly.
have totally capitulated to the will of our enemy.
There's
Now
no
we're gonna go
use.
try to pick and choose on little frivolous crap. This is juvenile at this point. This man got up here talking about free doom after he just sat up there and ate a rib tip sandwich in the motherfucker. This is black people for you.
Is atrocious. I'm sorry, Kofi. Like really,
Kofi, it's
like
out.
you would really go to a
Chris.
restaurant like that? Like, come on, my God. But
There's
you
no
know.
use, Christy.
The
There's no
reason
saving
We'll just
black
continue
people.
to be the butt of the jokes of the world, and no one will have respect for us. 'Cause
Exactly.
We don't
Thank you.
respect ourselves, and even those of us who try to yell,
Yes.
"Yay, let's have a little self-respect over here," the rest of us will shut us down. Oh, shut up, because we
Yep.
got this
There's
going
no
on.
use.
So it's just like it's just a free for all. Like it's just like, oh, whatever
I'm
goes. Twerk.
I'm going to go
Open a
cook.
strip
There's no
club.
use.
Yeah, open up, do a barbecue.
We
KKK
disrespected
had a
there's no
ourselves
promotion
use.
at
when
the
we
place.
pretended
It's
to
just,
care about it.
it's
That's
whatever.
when we disrespected ourselves, when
Who's
we
pretending?
pretended to care.
No
We
one's
don't.
pretending.
The fact that we had to
Brandon.
learn about this from Dynast tells you we're not even paying attention to what's going on the continent like that.
No, that's not true. That's not
The
true.
economy here is
You
shot.
can't know everything.
It should have
Dynast is
been
a
on the
source of
Breakfast
information as
Club.
well.
But hold on.
It should have been on the
hold on,
Breakfast
hold on,
Club.
Let me pass it back to Kofi. But so Kofi, what do you think is gonna happen to the restaurant? Honestly,
What was all on the menu?
The
Oh, no,
restaurant
no.
is
Oh,
going
Lord.
to remain, right? Because other than the merchandise they try to sell, that's the only thing that's guaranteed to make money there. And it makes sense
Yes,
because
because
people
Kofi gonna eat there.
need to eat.
So
But they're gonna
let me
make money.
ask something, Kofi. Why?
I
So the
eat there.
government could have opened up a restaurant then if they really want a restaurant there. Why
They
didn't
did.
Ghanaian open up a restaurant?
They
didn't
did.
care.
I'm sure the government
I have no
officials
idea.
own some part of that restaurant.
They build a new harbor like right next door. It's a fishery, it's a harbor, it's state of the art.
So there's
the
no restaurant there or anything?
hold on. Yeah, no. So I've been to Cape Coast, and literally
There's a
it's
restaurant
all
outside.
there's restaurants there, but it's restaurants that tourists are gonna eat at. It's like local food, hole in the wall, street food. Like a lot of people are gonna eat.
That's the best food, Dennis. You know that.
I know it's the best food, but you
really
gotta
far.
understand like the mentality of some people. They're not. I mean, now when I take my people there, if I were to, I tell my people we're eating local street food. But you gotta understand the average Black American
Got Western sensibilities.
Let me finish. The average Black American who's coming for Duddy December, they're not eating they not eating no local food at no restaurant like that.
Yeah,
But
man.
let me pass it to Trokan. Hold on. We got Trokan. Go ahead, Trokan. Trokan.
He went to the continental bathroom.
Trokan, let's go.
Pass it to me.
Go ahead, Trokan. Trokan, can you hear us?
He ain't even wash his hands.
Trokan. Man, god dang. All right, go ahead, man.
Pass it to me. Dinus, pass it to me.
Hold on, it was my turn.
It's not your
I
turn.
Yeah, it was. Before I left out, he gave it to Kofi so he can
But you
talk
left
about
out.
how he ate them rib tips. But let me address to Nigel real quick, because you know what I'm saying. He said the thing about it is it's not even a hit dog or holler type situation. What you said about everything that I said wasn't even talking about you, Tanaji. See, that's how emotional black men get sometimes. See, me and America First Wife, and we was on another show, and they was sitting up there disregarding what he was saying. So you see how, my brother, that you took what I was saying, and you thought that we was talking about you? We wasn't even talking about you at all. The only thing.
You said my name.
Hold on, Tanaji, we didn't interrupt you when you was talking. When you was doing your spiel, Tanaji, we didn't interrupt you at all when you was talking. You talked for 4 or 5 minutes uninterrupted. I got 6 words out my mouth, and now you interrupted me. Now, do you think that's fast, brother?
Tonight is up here.
You know, to Tadaji. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So this is what I got his name wrong. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call the brother Tanaji. What I'm saying is that you said that what he said, what Christy and the other guy was saying was not emotional. And then when it got to the end of your conversation, you said, well, matter of fact, it is emotional. Because if I was there, can I finish? Can I finish? And these are your exact words, bro. We can sing at the same time, but we can't talk at the same time. I'm just calling out what you said word for word. You said that you didn't see that what Chrissy and the other guy said was emotional. And then when you start talking about it at the end of what you said, well, you know what? Matter of fact, it is emotional. Wow. Because if you said it is kind of emotional, because I was there, I would feel a certain type of way. Those was your exact words. And all I said is that I agree with a lot of stuff you said. I said, but this is the first instant where you contradicted yourself. And after that, the conversation was done. We wasn't even talking about you no more. But you being an emotional dude that you are, sitting up here talking about trying to save America First Right. America First Right was a grown man. We was talking about a whole nother show that didn't have nothing to do with you. You don't even know what we was talking about. But some type of way you correlated that is that we was talking about you. And that's the problem with black men. So therefore, and then you start using my talking point to say something about me as if I'm emotional. And you know for a fact, my brother, I talk this way about going to the mall. I talk this way about going to get to the movies. I don't change up the way I talk for nobody. So for you to say that I'm emotional about anything is just false, because you know how I talk. And I don't switch up the way I talk for nobody. So I stand on that right there. That's the only thing we was talking about, how you contradicted yourself. Anything else that you thought that we was talking about you was incorrect about that, bro. You read that the wrong way. And that's all I'm saying.
Hey, can y'all pass? Thank you. It's like my best friend, two best friends are fighting.
Let me say this first. First of all, you said my name, but before you said that.
Oh man, God, we gotta.
Oh my God, bro! Oh my God!
No. We gotta move on. But you, High Value Tyrone, Tadaji, y'all can take that offline. Y'all have your one back and forth. We got.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to say about it.
Yeah, no. I gotta. I'm gonna play this video that Kofi sent me. Hold on 1 second.
Kofi, tell me, was the food good? He said it was fire.
Did you leave a
jazz
tip?
Hands.
Did you leave a tip? Did you leave a tip at the table?
No, I didn't.
He ate the whole table. He said that shit was fingerling good.
You ate some fried chicken, didn't you? It was from fried, wasn't it?
All jokes aside.
No, they don't fry with batter over there. He probably ate some of that fish with the head still loaded. You know what I'm saying?
They fry with blue band.
I think we need to finance what we want to put out. That's it, But listen to.
All right, let me play this video.
About So peace and blessings. This is Dr. Dean. I'm here in front of the Elmina Castle Dungeons here. My background. I'm standing before a signboard here that you may or may not be able to read. That simply is for Freedom Bar and Grill. Feel free to be free. Blasphemy. Absolute blasphemy. Absolute desecration of a sacred site, sacred to our ancestors who toiled in Africa, from Africa to the Americas, and from Americas to the rest of the world. This is a straight desecration of a sacred site and monument. Go on to their site, look at who they are. Freedom Bar and Grill. Bar and Grill is written in red. For the blood of our people, they cared not. The door on the Freedom is the door of the condemned cell. This is unacceptable. Stand up, be heard. Listen to the sound of the Okoban. Peace.
But the door is open. Freedom.
It's a
This whole thing is a joke, boy. God damn, boy, it's a joke.
This is not a. Can I talk finally, Dynas?
Go ahead, bro. That would pass back.
Man, listen. One thing y'all didn't pick up about what Kofi said, and I think we need to be a little more mature. And I'm gonna tell you across the board. You know what I'm saying? He said the economy is shot. People need work. People need ways to generate money. I understand that y'all want to put this false sense of spiritualism and esoteric, metaphysical, whatever in front of you. If you want to lead with this, but let the United States economy collapse. Let us go in the Great Depression. You're going to be doing a lot of things you never thought you would do, trying to feed your family and stuff. That's where Ghana is at this point. You got to have some type of empathy. You can't just sit up from your high seat up in America, from the seat of your damn Cadillac 2025 Cadillac Escalade, punching down on people because they're not doing it the way you would do it. God bless that white man for creating a restaurant and hiring some Africans.
Stop, bro.
Listen,
Stop,
listen.
man.
Let me say what I gotta
Stop.
say. Dynas, it's my turn. Dynas,
Stop.
enforce the law, Dynas.
Go ahead, man.
These damn Biden supporters don't know how to wait their turn. Listen, God bless that white man. Yeah, the white man. He provided some jobs for some Africans. There's also, we keep saying it's a white owned. It's also black owned, guys. It's also black owned. We give white people credit for everything. Kofi was over there at that castle. I don't know why, but he was hungry and he needed something to eat and he didn't want to get diarrhea after eating it. So he went over to that restaurant and he ate and he filled up his belly and he was able to go out and live to fight another day. Let me tell you something real quick. And this is the last thing I'm gonna say, I'm gonna get off. There was a scripture, there was a time in the Bible where King David was being chased by Saul, the king of Israel. Saul wanted to kill David, right? And David was out in that wilderness and David was real hungry. He didn't have nothing to eat. So what the Most High instructed David to do, he told him to go to the temple and he told him to eat the food that had been sacrificed to the Most High. Now, in traditional Jewish custom, you would be put to death for eating that food that was put on the altar to be sacrificed to the Most High. But the Most High gave David permission to eat it. Why? Because desperate times sometimes calls for desperate measures. And just because sometimes you've been, it doesn't necessarily mean you're broken. Niggas, like, get your minds together. We ain't sending nothing to Ghana to help them. So they gotta figure it out on their own. And if you speak against that, you a damn hypocrite.
Here come the white man to the rescue, ain't Brandon?
Let me ask you. I'm about to ask you.
No, he's already there. And the black
He's
man.
already
And
there.
the black man who owned the restaurant too.
Yeah.
The white man is already there. The Chinese man is already there. The Lebanese man is already there. The Afghanistan man is already there. Everybody's over there in African countries conducting business, but black Americans. You get what I'm saying? And the business that we are operating over there, it don't have anything to do with hiring more than 5 or 10 people. So what I'm saying is that I agree You get what I'm saying? I talk a lot of shit, but what I'm saying is I understand to where we're at as a community. We like this. We're good talkers. We're the great talkers. We're the great dancers. Nobody can dunk a basketball like us. Nobody can jig and jump up in the air and do a split like James Brown like us. Nobody raps like us. But where are the business to employ people? Where are the business and the funds to support a business over broad? Where's that connection? We don't have no connection. Hold on. This is the last point. This is the last point. All I'm saying is this. Same way it is in our neighborhood. Where you from, Mr. Del Rey? Where you from?
Jamaica.
You live in Jamaica or you live in the US?
No, I live here. I grew up here.
Okay, gotcha. I stay in Atlanta, Georgia. Every business in my community with all these black people in Atlanta, Mr. Del Rey, is ran by another group of people. You get what I'm saying? It's a black person that can open up every type of business that Jewish people is opening up, Chinese people is opening up, Arabs business open up. We can open up all those business, but we don't do it because that type of business is not sexy to black people. You get what I'm saying? Sitting up in the convenience store for 24 hours selling blunts and Newport showing the box, that ain't sexy to black people. Black people, we like to do stuff where females can shake their stinking ass and dudes can show off their Jordans. You know what I'm saying? And we can talk loud. You know what I'm saying? The business that these people are doing is bringing generational wealth. For my business, Mr. Del Rey, my son don't want to, even though my son is eating high off the hole, just got a laptop, MCN flat gaming laptop for $1,000. He don't want to do the business that I'm doing, and this is what support him. So after I fall out this truck, you know what I'm saying? I'm done. My business is done. So what I'm saying is that all these other group of people that's over there, so I get what Brandon is saying, all these other group of people are already on the continent conducting business. So us complaining over here and trying to come up with a plan today is not going to do anything. The ball is already running over there. We don't have no type of think tank or no way to strategize to see like, hey, what can we do over here in this part of Ghana? What can we do in this part of Uganda? What can we do in this part of Nigeria? All we doing is traveling and eat spicy food that's gonna change your life. You know what I'm saying? Go to Danfo.Africa if you wanna get down with that. But what I'm saying is I have nothing against us as a people, voicing our opinion with something, but we don't have an organization plus some type of money, plus some type of connection, outreach, some type of lawyer, some type of organization. It's nothing that's gonna happen. Now I understand you can say, hey man, we need to try. And we need to start. That's all we talk about on Dyna's platform. And it shows every week that we always talking about we got to try. We got to start somewhere. Everybody else is already there. We always starting something else. And I'm telling you, Mr. Del Rey, next week, if you listen to this platform next week, I guarantee you it'll be black people on here next week talking about we need to start something else up. And we got to start somewhere. The same talking point.
I understand what you're saying, but me.
Get this question out. I got 2%. Let me just get there. I gotta go. That ain't my problem, but if y'all allow me to, I'm gonna ask you a question. Symbolize. I don't make an assumption. Do you prefer to support black businesses over non-black, or you don't? It don't matter.
Oh yeah. Well, let me answer that to the short version. Yeah, I want to. Huh?
I got 2% on my phone. I'm trying to get through this.
Hey man, brother. Hey man, if you ain't got no charger for your Obama phone to die, I said it right that time. And I apologize. Hold on, man. I apologize for saying your name wrong, bro. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't a slight or anything, because I don't even play like that. You get what I'm saying? I said your name wrong, and I got you. But let me tell you, I go by black businesses all the time. You go on my channel, I go by the African spots. You'll never see nothing on my channel about supporting the white business.
He got 2%.
Question, bro. I'm in my truck. My headphones died, so I gotta use my wire ones. But look, so you prefer.
You got 2% now,
right? You prefer to support a black business. So I assume that most of that decision is based upon economics, right? Wanting to support black people economically, right?
No, I
Am I
just
right or
support
wrong?
black business. I'm a black nationalist. I'm gonna support anything black.
Perfect. So my whole point of asking you that question is, most of my decisions for how I feel about the castle, for instance, are like, let's address the video. The brother, it is going to be some emotion in his how you feel about it. The majority of it might be economic, but I would be dishonest if I didn't admit towards the end of my comment, 10% of my the way I feel about this is going to be emotional. Just as if when I support a black business over a white business, a small percentage of that is emotional. If you got the same product, the same cost, same quality, and everything, and you saying, "Oh, I prefer to support a black business with this particular thing," some percentage of that is an emotional. You making that off an emotional decision. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that, you know, it part of it being emotional. Like when I say, man, if I walk past and I see crackers out there eating and the 50% white home, yes, a small part of that is going to be emotional, and I'm gonna hit the home before I go. You know what
I
I'm
agree
saying?
with that. I agree. Well, then, if that's the case, then you shouldn't. Then that's what you should have said from the beginning. But that's not what you said. Your actual words was you don't see how it was emotional at all. So that's the contradiction, Tanaji. You could you basically you basically making my point. Now, if you reiterate what you say and say, hey, you know what? It's somewhat emotion, but that's not what you
No,
said.
that's
You
what I
said
said.
that.
I said 10%, bro. I said 10%.
I get it, but bro, 10% is more than not all. You said your actual words was, I don't see that anything that they said emotional
No,
at
okay,
all.
all right, no, because when I said the 10%, I specified. That's why I was telling you was wrong when you said what
I
I said.
get it.
Because I was saying for myself. I wasn't talking about them. I said for me specifically,
Right.
10% of this is emotional. I wasn't talking about the comments that I agree with. So that was a misunderstanding. But I gotta go.
Right, you good, man. Hey, man, go to the nearest truck stop and go in there and steal you a good plug out, man. Don't be getting them plugs from Walmart, my brother. You know what
All
I'm
right,
saying?
let me pass it up, Mr. Salmon. Go ahead, Mr. Salmon.
Hello, yeah, what's up? Yeah, it just seems
Explain
like
that
this.
picture, Mr. Sandman.
What's that?
Explain that picture.
Oh, yeah, that's it's a statue that I got from my parents. They went to a African novelty store and purchased a statue. And,
Shout out to Kofi's Internet.
yeah, they purchased a statue, an African statue, and I took it in my home, and I took a picture of it. I thought it was cool looking, and decided to use it. But
Yeah, it's very
I
cool.
don't
I
know
ain't mean to
too much
interrupt you,
about
man.
it
Go
other
ahead,
than
bro.
that. What's that?
I said I ain't mean to interrupt y'all. I was interested in that, man. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a sad situation in Ghana. We as Africans, we are the oldest people in the world. We operated and thrived in Africa for thousands of years before Europeans introduced currency to us. And then all of a sudden, it seems like us as Africans, we can't survive without it. I don't know what happened. It almost seems like Europeans showed us a shiny object, and all of a sudden we don't even know how to operate. It's like we lost our mind. And this whole situation with trying to make money off of the hardships of our ancestors getting sold into slavery is just another example of us losing our mind.
Right.
It's like, okay, we don't have anything to sell other than what we own, which is our natural resources in Africa and our physical labor. We don't have our intellectual property to sell that doesn't seem to be valuable to other people, and we have our artistic abilities, like our ability to make music and rhythm and things of that nature. So I think we need to regroup, reevaluate where we're going, because it seems like we're just a chicken running around like a chicken with our head off, where we've lost all of our values and everything's for sale. You know.
Hey,
So,
Diners, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Diners, if people talking about the ancestors and the spiritual ramifications of this restaurant, which is black owned, and not even in the castle. It's literally not even inside of the castle, which is crazy. How do you think the ancestors feel when a Negro drive past a black ghetto that looked like a third world country and go spend $20,000 in a Gucci store, and everybody praise him and celebrate him, and oh yeah, he's a prophet, he's a leader, he's this and that? Like, do you think the ancestors are more offended by people who have an opportunity who squander it, or are they more offended by people who have limited opportunities and do something that may, at the very least, be a bit unethical or a bit distasteful to survive?
Well, that's just the question.
I mean,
there. Like, how did we survive in Africa?
I didn't
for
ask
thousands
you.
of years, and then all of a sudden,
I
we
think
can't
that
survive?
the ancestors will be upset at buying the Gucci bag.
Like, these
Dude, we
people
need
are
to
in
turn those
survival.
dungeons into shipping, export centers,
Man,
and
Kofi,
import
stop,
centers.
bruh. Stop, bruh. If they
Going,
was gonna turn it into a shipping center, they would have been done that. Them
we
dungeons
could
been
do
there
that
for
now.
hundreds of years.
We could do that now. Since they want to do
Who
restaurants, then we could do
who is,
export
let
import.
me ask you a question, Kofi. Who is we? Who is we?
Me and y'all. Shit.
Man, we can't do nothing while you eating rib tips.
I'm
Why you in there?
I'm
Why
here
you in
though.
there
I
eat
think we
red
would
hot spicy stew fish?
I'm sorry,
originally,
Kofi.
right?
You're not a
These
serious
ports
person. I'm sorry.
originally these ports were used for gold, for other commodities, salt, spices. Before the slave trade, we would serve our ancestors justice if we would connect in a way where we're sending commodities to Jamaica and Jamaica is sending commodities back to Ghana because we align with each other. I
Let me
think
help you out, Kofi. Let me help you out.
I think that would serve as
Kofi,
justice.
now let me tell you something. When we thought that America and United States and North Korea was finna go into the war, I was sitting up there praising it because that's the only way that we can compete as black people. We're always looking at the past and how it was. At the end of the day, if a group of people, when society changes, when it evolves, you either step. It's just like that, like the laws of the jungle. The strong will eat the weak. So that means that if a group of people that was used to, climbing up trees, snatching monkeys, eating monkey brains. Now, if they can't go out here and build big industrial ships that can catch 1 million fish in one day, they are going to be the prey. They're going to be reduced down to the singularity labor. You get what I'm saying? And Chrissy, Chrissy's saying that you're not a serious guy, but the thing about it is you're serious. You just don't have no critical thinking of how it can make. It's one of those things of just saying that we can do something. You know what I'm saying? Or saying that we can do something without no type of plan. You get what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, if Diners were to sit up here and start up a GoFundMe, they'll be calling Diners a scam artist in 6 months. Diners, you better not dare put your name or your or nothing and no go for. But I'm telling you, dog. And people sit up there and say I talk slick. I'm telling you straight up to your face. I'll be sitting up there calling you the dumbest nigga that ever came from California to Atlanta if you put your name on any type of GoFundMe dealing with black people. Because as soon as one black person, I ain't talking about the people on this platform, Mr. Del Rey. I'm not talking about these people on the platform, Miss Christie. I'm talking about people that donate, that say that anything that they don't like about Diners, black people start calling him a scam artist. They'll see him with a new pair of glasses and be asking where that is. But what I'm saying to you, Kofi, is that I get what you're saying. Only thing that will help black people is a war between the three powers: China, United States, and Russia, that would bring the economy down and bring the innovation, stop the innovation. But at the end of the day, black people are not competing. You get what I'm saying? Kofi, I did 4 years in prison. You get what I'm saying? And when I got out of prison, 4 years, never graduated from nothing. Ain't no GED, nothing. Stopped going to school when I was in the 9th grade. You get what I'm saying? Been on the street since I was 14 years old. When I got out of prison, I hit the ground running and I surpassed so many people. You get what I'm saying? And that just showed me that everybody in our black community don't want to compete. I saw so many black people that want to sit up there and pray, and they just so damn humble that they don't go nowhere. Matter of fact, being humble and being humble and arrogant at the same time is black people downfall. And religion is the only thing that stops the slaves from competing against the slave master. See, when you give up that white Jesus, whatever color Jesus, and the 13 tribes or the football team or Hebrews, and eating a bad apple, and you know what I'm saying, rubbing Buddha's stomach, you know what I'm saying, all that fuck shit, you can concentrate on the business at hand. I don't think about religion. I don't think about God, Jesus, the devil, the lion's den, reigning for 40 days and 40 nights, the 66 books of the Bible, the Hebrew Virgin, none of that fuck shit. It is 100% conducting business every day. That's all I taught. That's why people live it. I didn't name myself Hustle Smart. That was the name that was given to me because that's all I do and that's all I taught. So therefore, the people that's surrounding me, that's the energy that they're going to get from me. But if everybody's sitting around talking about what we could do and what we should do at the end of the day, Kofi, great minds think alike. And great minds do not sit up and say what we can come together.
You just said something that I agree with you 100,000%. Religion. Okay, that's our downfall. Religion and short memory. Those two right there. So I agree with you 100% about that. That's blocking our future.
Hey, Jesus said, first you must clean the inside of the cup, and the outside will also become clean.
Oh, Brian, you know you don't believe that. You don't believe that.
Wait a minute. I'm making a point. The problem here is Black people are concerned with the optics of the situation, the outside of the cup, but we refuse to address the internal causes of things like this that really lie within us. As long as we only get angry when the optics are unpleasant, we're never going to get anywhere. I don't look at the optics. I don't look at the externally exposed part of the situation. Oh, look, a white guy owns a restaurant near, it's not even in, it's just near a slave castle. I look at the internal situation. What's going on with the government in Ghana? What's going on with the Ghanaian economy? Why is it a bunch of $100,000 a year YouTubers up in Ghana, but they still ain't created nothing that creates a vehicle for wealth for Ghanaian people, or even, African Americans or diasporans who come to Ghana? I look at dudes like O'Shea. I know if O'Shea was in Ghana, some shit would be cracking right now that can create a resource for our people in Ghana and jobs and opportunities for the Ghanaian people. But I just see a bunch of $100,000 a year YouTubers over there trying to talk about Hebrew Israelites and how the Most High this and the Most High that and just BS. So stop complaining to me about the optics, because what's happening is just a product of the fact that we don't want to do shit nowhere but complain. That's the real issue. Clean the inside of the cup. Wonderful talkers. Nobody talks more than us. But where is the doing? Where's the doing? Where's the money behind doing?
Let me pass
Where's
the call.
the bank account? Where's the international bank account? Just like what Brandon was saying about O'Shea, that's an outlet. There ain't nobody from America saying, "Hey, O'Shea, you over there, man. What equipment that you need? Hey, man, where can we start up buy some of that land in the Tebe so we can build up something?" You get what I'm saying? Like, the thing about it, ain't nobody reaching out to O'Shea. He talks about that. All we do is sit up and watch his program. All we do is sit up there and watch Dinah's program. We love to see him. We it's like travel lust. You know what I'm saying? We sit back and we eating our food the same way Dinah's sitting up there eating the crab legs that gonna change your life and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? We like to sit up there and watch that. We're not participating in that. We're not donating to that. You know what I'm saying? I donated to my brother. You get what I'm saying? I ain't took not damn trip, but I donated to my brother for him to continue it. But Black people, we're not donating to the cause. You know what I'm saying? We feel like if we ain't going on no trip, we're not gonna donate. Diners don't even ask for donation. We won't even donate to Diners. When I do When I do my channels, I demand for my people on my platform to donate. I tell it to them straight up because this is intellectual property. And what Dynas is doing is now why he choose not to do it. That's how he feels. You get what I'm saying? But I demand it from my people because that's how I like to have that small church feel without the church. That everybody's on the same ground and we think in the same way. On Dynas platform, he got 100,000 some people on here, and you know what I'm saying? He barely can get 4,000 or 5,000 people. It should not be like that. And we was all on one accord. You know what I'm saying? But when something emotional come about, we all come together. We 10 toes deep on this platform today. You know what I'm saying? We talking about what the hell going on and how we feel about this. You know what I'm saying? And I say this to anybody. As soon as black people start talking about how they feel, you need to stop listening. You need to hide your wallet. You get what I'm saying? Because there ain't nothing decision. I tell this to my daughter, is no good decision is going to come out of when you're emotional. And you base it on how you feel. You know what I'm saying? You want to base it on society and what type of connections we have. Then we can have that conversation. But I would not continue to sit up and listen to black people get other black people emotionally riled up. And just like Brandon say, 2 or 3 days, we'll be talking about the next thing.
Well, let me pass it to Kofi. Then we're gonna close out. And Tadaji, thank you for the $4.99 holla. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, Don,
this is the truth.
Don, before you do that, cause I'm about to go. Before you do that, I hope when we go to the Lashun Festival, you don't take me to no white restaurant.
No, not at all.
Okay.
So this
No,
is
you're gonna be on the side of the corner, man.
Hold on. Don't worry. Are you coming?
Oh hell yeah! My wife already agreed to it.
All right. Have you put your deposit down? I haven't got no deposit yet.
You got to put up by that day
require.
Huh?
Huh?
I said I haven't got a deposit.
Wait, I got to pray about it.
I said
you got to pray about it, there, Ray.
Nah, I don't pray about. I don't pray.
I
don't pray, bro.
I haven't received a deposit yet. I'm just,
Don't worry. You're gonna get it.
When?
When do you want it?
Now.
No time like the present.
Sierra.
How much you
the
want?
Truth is, man.
Kofi, hold on. Hold on, Kofi. Hold on. It's so 500 for you and 500 for your wife for the deposit.
Okay, I could put 500 for both of us now.
Okay, you want me? I'm gonna put my Cash App on the. You got Cash App, Zelle, or how do you want to do it?
Nah, I don't have Cash App.
You have Zelle?
Yeah, I got Zelle.
All right, I'm gonna put my email address on the screen.
I have it.
Which email? No, I'm gonna give you the right one.
All right, you want to text it to me? You got my number, right?
Hold on. No, put your number in the. Oh, you driving? Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, I'm driving.
Hold on.
You got my number.
You sure I got your number, Delroy?
Yeah. The last time we spoke, I called you back and forth.
It's not the 213 number. No, that's not you.
No, 404 right here in Atlanta.
Hold on. Hold on 1 second, Delroy. Let me see. I swear.
What gas station you at? We'll pull up.
Hold on. I got it. Okay. I'll
cool.
text you shortly. Okay, cool.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna text you.
That's what's up, Mr. Delray, man. Be safe out there.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, so
you got to hold him to the you got to hold him to the fire sometimes, Delray. I mean, Dynas, you got to hold him to the fire sometimes. But you know what though? That before Kofi started, that's something about our people sometimes that you have to. We need that little nudge. You get what I'm saying? Like we don't take that. Taking the initiative. You know what I'm saying? Having that boost behind us is just not there with a lot of people. And that's what I notice about us. You get what I'm saying? Like if we plan to do something, we just need to do it. It should not take a reminder for us to do something that we want to do. And damn sure not wait till the last minute. That's all I'm going to say, man. Salute to the platform. Salute to Miss Christie. Salute to Mr. Sandman. I love that. I love that screensaver. Shout out to Kofi over there talking about we need to do something. You know what I'm saying? Eating at the slave dungeon, smelling 400 years shit on the wall. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the people in the chat, man. I know y'all love Hustle Smart. I am the people's champ. Bring y'all ugly asses over there to the Silk Police Academy. Y'all need this work, and I'll tell you thank you. I'll tell you you're welcome. Thank you for coming, and you're welcome in advance. Peace, Diners.
All right, go ahead, Kofi. Then we'll pass it to Chrissy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, while we're calling out this white guy who also recently got installed, the Ghanaians looking at us and they're calling us white. I say that to say this: we need to take our privilege now and do something for our children before it's too late. I always thought that we could turn all these old barracoons, these slave dungeons, and renovate them and turn them into exporting and importing facilities, so we could bring more to the economy and we could all make some money. It's not about money, but it's about serving justice, and there's no better way to serve justice than to raise our capital for the African continent, and that's it.
Hey, Chrissy, word on the street is you'll do something strange for some jerk chicken. Is that true?
I just saw that. I don't know what these people are talking about.
All right, go ahead, Chrissy.
I think I've made my point. I don't have anything else to say, but like I said, the association, if they're doing something that we can back, I think that really does make the most sense. But as a people, we gotta. It's okay for us to have standards. It's okay for us to think that certain things are sacred and shouldn't be touched. That's how culture was built. That's how all the cultures that we have around the world were built, because there were a set of people who came hundreds of thousands of years ago and said, hey, these certain things, we're going to live like this. These are going to be the standards that we're going to have. These are going to be the principles that we're going to have as a people. And these things we're going to mark as sacred. We're not going to do this and do that. That's how culture is built. So when you strip yourself of all of that and it's just about business and money, then you're like the average white American. You know what I mean? You're just have dark skin. So that's all I have to say.
Hey, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family, Diners Amir, search for Huru. Peace.